Why are
You
you
said
mocking
the
me? Why are you mocking
people,
me?
the people want Donald Trump's leadership. He represents us. Well, amen. It doesn't matter what he do. He could illegally tax us. He could endorse our execution. He could take our health care away because, God damn it, at the end of the day, regardless of what he does, he stands for me. So, cut
Dean,
the
first
shit.
of
Go
all,
ahead and respond to
take
the
that
argument I gave
blood
you.
clot off your head and just be a civil young man. I know you're a little young, but just be civil. Try to be respectful, because I'm being
For
respectful.
sure. For sure. But can you actually legitimately respond to the argument I gave you? You're telling me
But
that I
I
can't speak for
wasn't
the
done
people?
with my argument.
I think
You
that I
interrupted me
can.
halfway through my argument.
I guess I'm just a little bit hyper this afternoon. Listen,
Well, calm it down.
My point is that I definitely can
Calm it
speak.
down.
Okay.
Can
I'm
you
gonna calm
calm
it
down?
Yes. My point is
Bring
I
it.
definitely.
You're at a level 10. I need you to bring it to a level 4.
Yes, Jasmine. My point is that I think I could definitely speak for the average American in saying that the average American does not want $91.3 billion worth of illegal taxation.
And now you're talking like a robot. I'm just here trying to have a civil conversation with you, and you're acting like it's a joke. I'm coming
No,
up here trying to
Jasmine,
have a
I'm
civil
just bringing it down.
conversation, respectful, and you're trying
Yes.
to put on a red hat. You're trying to mock me. You're making fun of how I sound, and this is not
just bringing it
okay.
down. I'm just bringing it
No,
down,
you're
Jasmine.
acting like a robot.
I'm bringing
This
it
is
down.
not okay. Be respectful. Keep it cute.
I brought it from a 10 to a 1.
You sound like the bot from SpongeBob. Okay, let's be respectful here.
I'm being
Okay?
respectful, Jasmine. You
Stop
told me to
talking
bring it
like
down.
that.
Then how the
I
fuck
said
do you
stop
want me to
talking.
talk? How the fuck do you want me to talk, Jasmine?
Just talk like a normal human being, okay? You were at a level 10, and I need you to bring it
All
down
right.
Just stop. You're a very irritating, agitated person.
Right. All right, bro. Listen, I'll unplug my mic. Just finish your argument. And Blue Girl, thank you for the meteor shower. Go ahead.
Okay. So, as I was saying, you asked me why I support Trump. And I said, I think he represents the country well. I think he's a leader. I see him, and I see the man that I want to represent Texas. I see the man that I want to represent the United States. And quite frankly, when you look at Trump and you compare him to leaders in Russia or Iran and all these other places, you see power. When you look at Trump, you see a powerful man. And that's what I want when people see the USA. That's what I want them to see. That's
Okay.
it.
All right. So, what people see when they look at the USA is not a powerful man. They see a powerful tyrant. Okay. Like, for instance, I don't think that a good leader is going to be one in which would impose $91 billion worth of illegal taxation on their citizens. And then when it's time to pay it back, they just give it back to the ultra-wealthy companies and the ruling elite. Okay? I don't think that people want a powerful leader who's just going to strip them of their benefits, take their health care away, and for those that still have it, make the costs soar up by 300% a month. I don't think that people want a leader who's going to literally take their food away like Donald Trump did when he defunded food stamp by $156 billion. And I certainly don't think that the people want a leader that compares himself to God while being in the Epstein files over 1 million times.
Dean, are you Christian?
Jasmine, do you have a brain? Can you use it to respond to a single goddamn diddly darn thing I
You always talk like
just
you have a
said?
stick up your butt. I'm here trying to be respectful, trying to have a civil discussion with you, and you're being rude. And there's something wrong with you. There's literally something wrong with you.
Okay, but can you say that there's something wrong with my argument? No.
Yes, I can say both of those things, and
Okay.
I'm trying to respond here.
Okay.
And you keep on cutting me off. Why are you cutting me off?
Well, I'm just trying to suggest that you attack my argument compared to my character.
I could do both, and I could refute both of those things at the same time.
It don't seem like you can, Jasmine.
You don't dictate what I
It
do
don't
and
seem
how
like you can.
You don't dictate what I do and how I
Praise
place my
the Lord.
arguments.
It don't seem like you can.
Okay, just because you say that does not mean that I can't do it, and I'm actively doing it. And you were over here interrupting me and acting like a child. So how about we both act our age?
Okay.
You grow up a little bit and let me speak and let me lay out my argument for you.
How about you actually lay out your counter argument to all the things in which I just said?
As I was saying, you mentioned stuff about taxation and how Trump, You think Trump isn't a good leader because he's making people spend more money. The thing is,
No, because he
brought so
illegally
much.
taxed the people.
The thing is, he's brought so much to us, to all the people. He's starting new businesses.
Like
That red hat that you were wearing a couple minutes ago, he's the reason you have that.
What new
the setup that
businesses?
you have, the mic that you have, the clothes that you're wearing.
I got
all
the
of
setup,
this
the
comes
mic, and
from
every.
him.
Oh, really? Because I got it all before the start of his second term.
Sponsored by him. That is what I'm saying.
How
Trump.
is it sponsored by him?
He pays for everything you have.
How so?
It's all coming from him, the president.
Wait, so like for instance, I just got a $20 super chat from Melon on YouTube. In fact, let's read it.
They
Melon
get
with the
money
20 bucks
from
on super
Trump.
chat says, "At work for another hour and a half. Thank you for being my exclusive radio show to get me through it." Well, thank you for the 20 bucks, Melon, and I'm really happy that our stream here is able to help you through the workday. Thank you, Melon.
That's
Or
right. The whole country is
Zitz,
connected.
thank you so much for the $42 donation on Venmo. I want to see 400 Zit W's in that comment section. Thank you so much
Dan,
for
you're
the
acting
love.
like a child.
Zit.
I did not
That is
come up here to listen.
Z-I-T. Thank you so much, Zit. Zit with the $42 donation says, "Happy holidays, my dude. Thank you for dealing with these silly billies every day." Zit, you know it. We're here every single day, and I'm so happy to be here today, and hopefully you enjoy this stream. Thank you for the $42 donation. That is beyond kind of you. Holy moly. Thank you so much, Zit. Now, is it your claim that Zit is actually just Trump on an alt?
I never said that they were Trump on an alt account. What I said was the money is sponsored by Trump. The money comes from him because he's
Okay.
the president and the whole country
So
is
how do you know that
intertwined.
Zit got that $42 from Trump?
Like I said, the whole country is interconnected. Everything
Wait,
comes
everybody
from the
gets their
president.
money from Trump?
Everything comes from the higher ups. Everything is connected. Everything
Everything
you
is
have,
connected?
it comes from the president.
Okay, so
Everything I
Trump got
have
all of
comes
his
from
money
the
from
president.
Biden from 2021 until 2024?
But we're not talking about Biden. We're
Well, I
talking
just
about
gotta
Trump.
get a yes or no to my question.
What's the question?
So Trump got all of his money from Biden from 2021 until 2024.
Trump got all his money from Biden?
Yeah, is that what you'd claim?
I'm only talking about Trump's presidency. I'm not talking. I'm not
but
talking
it's
about
not true
Biden's
for any other
presidency.
president. So yeah, I think
But
your
we're
argument just kind of fell
discussing
apart
Trump.
there.
We're not talking about Biden.
Oh, I see. So you just won't answer the question.
It's not that I'm not answering.
It seems like you're not answering the question, Jasmine. I have to thank Trump for some money real quick. Thank you, Tori, for the $20 on Super Chat. Let's get to it, Tori W's. Thank you so much. Tori with the 20 says, "Tell this terrible Texan she doesn't speak for us. Trump is a predator and he doesn't give the American people anything. He just takes.
I'm
Couldn't
a
agree with you
proud
more. Thank you,
Texan, so
Tori.
don't even
Show some
speak-
love to
don't
Tori
speak
down below.
on
How about
anything.
you don't even speak while I'm thanking my donors? Then Courtney, thank you so much for the $86 and the 47 cents on Venmo. Holy fuck. Dude, we've been live for 16 minutes and you guys are already being so kind. Show some love to Courtney down below in that comment section because that is unreal. Oh my god. Courtney with the $86 donation says, "Lord help us." Courtney, let's make sure that Lord isn't Trump, okay? Remember when he depicted himself as God? We're not talking about you, Trump, okay? Yeah, Lord help us. Thank you for the love, Courtney, because that's insanely kind of you. Same thing to you, Sal. Thank you for the $50 donation on Venmo. Thank you, Sal and Courtney. Sal with the $50 says, "Sal here, I'm so grateful for you standing up for human rights throughout your debates, but especially women's rights by pointing out logical fallacies, as in the quote-unquote insecure MAGA chud video you posted on YT. Thank you so much." Oh, thank you, Sal. I know that you've been watching for the last week or so. Just know that I really appreciate you. Show some love to Courtney and Sal down below. We also got a $20 donation from Jody on Venmo who says, "Hey, just became a member and my first time donating. This is our 35-year wedding anniversary day. Who would have thought that 420 would become a national holiday too? Keep up the great work." Thank you, Jody, and congratulations for 35 years of marriage. That is awesome. And by the way, welcome to the channel, and thank you for the very first donation. Thank you, Jody. But we have one last one here on Venmo from Shannon. She sent a $75 donation. Dude, what is going on? I legit don't fucking know. Shannon, that's crazy. Thank you for the $75 donation. I want to see 750 Shannon W's. That is unreal. Like, what the hell? Shannon with the $75 says, "For my hard-earned money, nothing to do with Trump." No, Shannon. Every dollar that you have to your name is from Trump. Even when Trump wasn't president, he somehow still gave it to you. So thank you so much for all the Trump dollar bills. Thank you, Shannon. Show some love to Shannon down below. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And then Matthew, thank you for the $20 donation, who says, definitely not from Trump. No, it's from Trump, quite frankly. And this just in, Elevate. Holy fuck, thank you so much for the leopard on TikTok. Yo, let's get some W's for Elevate. Thank you, Elevate. Let's get some W's for Shannon, Matthew, Zit, Jody, Sal, and Courtney. Thank you guys so very much for the love. I don't even know what to say, folks. We just started the stream, and you guys are being, like, super fucking kind. Show some love to all the donors, and thank you once again, Elevate. Now, Jasmine, I'm going to go ahead and remove you from my live stream because I think that you're a little troll.
You're
That's a little troll.
You're such a runner.
I think that you're a little troll. I think that you're a little troll,
You're
Jasmine.
a runner.
You're a runner. You're a runner. You're a little troll, Jasmine. You're a little troll.
No, you're scared of me.
Yep, no, you're a little troll. Let's go to move on to the next guest. By the way, for everybody else who's tuning in, I appreciate you guys for being here. Happy 420, folks. National holiday, quite frankly. Let's go to get that next guest connected into the live stream right now. If you do find yourself in that queue, please make sure that means that you are an American adult that supports Donald J. Trump as president. I don't really know what's going on with me today. I'm feeling a little bit, what's the word? I'm just feeling a little bit more giddy today than usual. I'm in a good mood. I feel like you guys are gonna see that.
You're so fucking high. You can't even debate right. Get your fucking mind out of the bushes, dude.
I actually am not, because I don't do the 420. We gotta be elusive with our words here because of TikTok TOS.
You're higher than a kite, dude.
Yeah, I'm not. So much for the $5 on PayPal. Who says, Dean, why are you lying to your viewers? I've been watching your lives for a while, and I just figured out that your real name is actually Dean McDeanston, not Dean Withers. Thank you for the $5, Ramona. And Elevate! Thank you so much for the dragon flame. For everybody watching on YT right now, I know that you just heard a dragon roaring. That was Elevate over on TikTok with a fucking dragon flame. Thank you so much for the love, Elevate. Show some, dude. I want to see 10 more billion W's for Elevate in that comment section, because holy shit, not only was that cool, but that is very kind and generous of you. Thank you, Elevate. Additionally, Moa, thank you for the $5 on PayPal. He says, hey, Dean, love from Sweden. Love to you in Sweden. Thank you so much. Pamela with a 5, who says, this 63-year-old Southerner loves you, Dean. Love you too, Pam. Abby, thank you for the 1. Jacob, thank you so much for the 5. And Cheyenne, thank you so much for the $50 donation on PayPal. I want to see at least 500 Cheyenne W's in that comment section. Cheyenne with a 50 says, haven't donated in a while. Here we go. Cheyenne, thank you. Very generous of you. Very kind of you. Thank you, Cheyenne. That is beyond kind. Thank you so much for the love and support. Thank you. On Venmo, thank you, Patsy, for the $30 donation. Who says, hey, Dean, to Jasmine, Texan here. Can't wait till November when Texas turns blue. Oh my God. James Tallarico takeover come November, folks. I couldn't be more excited. Thank you for the $30 donation, Patsy. Then Cody with a $1 from the DNC, Gail with a $4 from Antifa, and then Zit with another $5. Thank you. I appreciate you guys. And then we just have one last person to thank here. Then we will pass the mic to the guests. This came in from Rima on Venmo. That is REEMA. I'm just like taken aback. Holy fuck. Like, what? Rima, thank you for the $150 donation on Venmo with a very specific designated purpose. By the way, let's go ahead and read Rima's message. Rima says, as always, thank you for what you do. This is specifically for you to take your girlfriend out to dinner. Dude, I'm lost for words. Not just at your kindness, but at the kindness of so many of you guys. Thank you. Thank you so fucking much, Rima.
Cry like a little bitch.
I'm so very grateful for you. Please show some massive love to Rima in that chat. That is beyond kind. Like I said, I'm lost for words. From the bottom of my heart to the moon and back, thank you so much for the love and support. Not just to me, but to my girlfriend. Like, that is such a kind momentum. You just paid for like a great date, and I'm very, very grateful. Thank you. Jeez, man. Thank you, Rima. That is REEMA. Let's get some massive love for Rima in that comment section. We're going to go ahead and hop back into the debates, folks. I'm just a little bit overwhelmed right now. We've been live for 23 minutes, and you guys have been like legitimately like so fucking kind. Like, I don't know what's going on today. I don't know what's in the air, but like just I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful for you guys. FK Harris, I'm going to pass you the mic now so you can tell us why you're MAGA. But the one thing I'll ask you is just to make sure that you're moderating your language, make it like appropriate via TikTok standards, and just so you don't get banned for breaking TOS. Go ahead. Bro, what? Dude.
All right, you ready?
No.
You little chicken shit?
No.
No?
Elevate! Once again, something you didn't see on YT if you're watching over there. This is just on TikTok. Elevate! Thank you for the TikTok universe. That's
Nobody
literally
gives a
the
fuck.
biggest gift you could send on the app.
Nobody cares.
Bro, show some love to Elevate in that chat. Take it away. Tell us why you support Trump. W fucking Elevate.
Why don't you support Trump?
God, oh my God, thank you, Elevate. So you asked me why I don't support Trump. I don't support Trump for about 1,000,000,001 reasons, ranging from a shitty character, i.e. adjudicated rapist, admitted to
Bro, his
sexual
character is
exploitation,
on-
and the
his
Epstein
character is
files
on
over
top,
a
dog.
million times, to hitting on a 10-year-old girl, to lying over 30,000 times in his first term alone, to a shitty policy, illegally taxing the average, the American consumers, $91.3 billion, to taking their health care away, to taking their food stamps away, to passing some of the worst tax policy that we've seen in modern American history, costing us $5 trillion on top of reducing the purchasing power of the average American, to shitty foreign policy like promising to not start a new war. He started a new war, achieved zero objectives, lied about achieving regime change, committed war crimes, killed their civilians, including 160 schoolgirls, and pulled us outside of the JCPOA, which was a good peace agreement we had with Iran, signed into effect under Obama. For these reasons and many, many more, I just don't like Trump.
You deserve a round of applause, my guy. For absolutely fucking nothing.
Do you have a
Alright.
rebuttal?
Yeah. So let's talk about the immigrants. What's your little deal with that?
Okay. So the Khalil Institute did a financial study on the economic impact of immigrants. The first thing that we know is that they're around 2 times less likely to receive social safety nets or benefits from our government compared to natural U.S.-born citizens. The second thing that we know is that over the course of the last 30 years, immigrants have generated a $14.3 trillion surplus. And keep in mind, that's not all economic contributions. That is just the economic contributions beyond, what they paid back for the benefits that they received. The Khalil Institute also tells us that, because of immigrants, we've saved ourselves from 3 or 4 recessions. And not to mention undocumented immigrants and legal immigrants are multiple times less likely to commit crimes on American soil compared to natural U.S.-born citizens. So immigrants seem awesome.
That is some crazy facts, bro. Have you
Yeah, so is this a
have you
Q&A
seen,
or
like,
debate?
have you seen the fentanyl overdoses dramatically climb down ever since Trump's been in office?
Well, I got to kick it because you said the name of a DRUG. Feel free to hop back inside of that queue and I'll have you up in 10 minutes. That's a TikTok rule that I got to kick you for. But no, I haven't. In fact, when we look at the use of the F drug in America, what we see is that they dramatically spiked under Trump in his first term and then started dramatically going down under Biden. So that's a often misconstrued statistic by Trump supporters. Hello, welcome in. Do you support Trump? All right, they're not here, folks. We're going to go to put the rules back up in the middle of the phone screen. Take a look at them. You got to be 18 plus American and MAGA. Go ahead and hop inside of the queue if you're following the rules. Somebody inside of the queue just said, Elevate, he already forgot about you. No, I didn't fucking forget about Elevate. Be quiet. Thank you. Oh, speaking of Elevate, thank you so much for the premium shuttle, man. Dude, thank you so much, Elevate. I saw you showing some massive, massive love to Parker in his stream today. I'm very grateful for that. Thank you so much. Both me and Parker are. Both me and Parker are Elevate. Guys, please show some love to Elevate in that chat for the universe, for the shuttle. Thank you, man. Thank you so much for the love. Welcome in, Mr. NGN. Do you support Trump?
No, I don't.
Base, we're just looking for Trump supporters. Unfortunately, I'm actually going to ban you. I hate to be that guy, but, I said I would. Guys, make sure if you're in that queue that you're an American adult that is 18 plus, that's MAGA. Just the rules are up in the middle of the phone screen, and they do say that rule breakers will be perm banned. I hate to do it, but it says it right there. Welcome in. Do you support Trump?
Yes.
How old are you, Braylon?
18.
What year were you born in, Braylon?
2008.
What month, Braylon?
August.
You're 17, Braylon.
Huh?
You're 17, Braylon.
I was born 2007.
Yeah, changes the year. Okay, Braylon. Goodbye, Braylon. Moving on to the next guest right now. Here we go. Only up inside of the queue, viewer MAGA, please and thank you. Follow our rules. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We got the next guest, Boba Expert, joining the box. Dude, on YouTube Super Chat, Elena. Thank you so much. Sorry, not Elena. Elena, I did thank you earlier. It glitched out on the name. The name is, let's see here. Ka. That is C-A-W. Ka. Thank you for the $50 on Super Chat. Thank you so much, Ka. I want to see 500 Ka W's. Thank you so much for the love. That is incredibly kind of you. Thank you, Ka. Ka with the $50 says, just wanted to show you some support for you and what you do. Thank you so much. That is beyond kind of you. I appreciate you for supporting me and what we do here, and I really hope that you enjoyed today's stream. W Ka's down below. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Welcome in. Do you support Trump?
Does it count to say if that I did before, but then like as of recent events that I pretty much stopped?
Hey, I love to hear that, man. Thank you for finally revoking your support from Trump. I wish everybody else could do that same thing. We got Hunter loading up in, as well as an incredibly kind second super chat here to read out real quick. The Weldonator. We're just going to go ahead and call you Weld. That is W-E-L-D. Thank you so much for the $100 super chat. What the fuck? I don't deserve that. Thank you so much for the love. I appreciate you so much, Weld. I want to see 1,000 Weld W's on top of those 500 COD W's. Thank you so very much, Weld. Weld with $100 says, keep it up, man. Drop the skincare routine. It would be an honor to debate/discuss the state of our country with ya. Well, I appreciate you so much for the love. Like, that is like insane. Thank you, Weld. And for the skincare routine, I don't really have one. I clean my face when I shower, and that's it. In fact, I don't know. Maybe my skin is clearing up. Hey, welcome in. Do you support Trump?
No.
Okay, get the fuck out of here. What is he doing? Munching chips on live? Bro, calm down. All right, guys. Well, we have 16,000 viewers with us here on TikTok right now, but it doesn't seem like a single viewer of the stream is a Trump supporter that's down to come up here and debate. Listen, guys, I don't know what to tell you. People keep on breaking the rules. So unfortunately, this is what we're going to have to do. I have a league of moderators that helps us moderate the streams. Okay, like clearly, right? Because we get a lot of people in here. We definitely need some good moderation. However, I'm now for all my moderators, please start looking through the queue. Click on the accounts of the people in the queue. If they're clearly anti-Trump, i.e., scan their post, bio, repost, name, so on and so forth. Just ban them if they even join the queue, right? So, although technically everybody has the ability to join the queue, like you guys have seen that. We've had kids in here. We just had that last non-Trump supporter in here that was just eating chips. Now my moderators are going to start banning you guys if you're just in the queue at all. I don't know why so many people just completely disrespect and disregard the rules. Quite frankly, it's annoying as fuck. But now you guys are going to start getting banned. I hate to do it, but unfortunately it has to happen. So we're going to go to get that next guest loaded up into the box right now. Hey, welcome into Sport Trump.
Yes, sir.
Okay, how old are you?
I'm 21.
What year were you born in?
In 2004.
What time is it?
5:58.
Okay, is there anywhere a little bit more quiet that you could go? It sounds like you're like on a basketball court.
Ah, shit. Give me a sec.
Okay. All right, in the meantime, guys, make sure that we are double
Is this
tapping.
more quiet?
Yeah. So why do you support the worst president of your life?
I think this is worse. Oh my god. Here, I think this is more quiet. Is this more quiet?
So why do you support the worst president of your life?
Well, when you put it that way, it seems kind of harsh. I think you're putting it too harsh. I think you're not giving him enough credit.
Yeah, that's what we're here to debate, my friend.
Yes, in his first term, I think I feel safer with him rather than what the other administration would have been.
Okay, why?
Well, let's see, from, 2016, 2020, when he was in office, the no new wars thing and all that, and then Biden comes in. The moment he comes in, Russia decides to invade Ukraine. They saw America as weak.
Okay. Oh, so if they saw
think
America
other
as
countries-
weak under Biden,
Yeah.
wouldn't this mean that they'd want Biden to be president because they want America to be weaker?
Who would want Biden to be president?
Like Putin. Like Putin wants America to be weaker so that he has an easier time, playing out his cruel plans of conquest, right?
Yeah, so that's why I would prefer
Okay. So we
someone
just
like Trump.
agreed. So we just agreed that Putin would want the weaker option out of the two presidential candidates. Okay. Well, we just concluded that actually Putin thought that Trump was weaker. So Mueller's report on Russian collusion and interference in the 2016 election proved that Russia was making fake bot accounts on Facebook and other social media websites to influence people to vote for Trump. That was proven by our government. They did the same thing in 2020, and then the DOJ proved that in the 2024 election, the Kremlin was paying Republican influencers like Tim Pool and Benny Johnson to push pro-Trump, pro-Kremlin, and pro-GOP propaganda in an attempt to get even more people to vote for Trump again. So what this proves is that Putin has actually viewed Donald Trump as the weaker candidate when he ran against Hillary Clinton, Joe Biden, and Kamala Harris because he's interfered in all three elections to get more people to vote for him.
Okay, but if he did view Trump as weaker, why did he invade Ukraine the moment Biden was in office?
Well, he didn't invade Ukraine the moment Biden was in office. In fact, this was something that he'd been planning for quite a long time. The moment Biden and Harris walked into office, they actually ramped up support for Ukraine to join NATO in an attempt to prevent Russia's invasion of Ukraine. This is something that Kamala Harris herself spoke very public and very loud about at conferences in Europe right before Russia's invasion, which likely means that Putin had been planning this invasion since Trump won the 2016 election, and it just took a little bit longer to throw together. And once Biden had won the election, then he rushed to start it and to get it done. So hopefully that didn't give the time to the stronger president compared to Trump, Mr. Joe Biden, adequate time to get Ukraine into NATO.
Yeah, but he could plan all he wants with Trump, but when does he execute? With Biden. Execution is everything.
Well, I mean, once again, it seems to be the case that he wanted to execute under Trump, or else he wouldn't have interfered with the election to get him, the presidency all three
that's
times.
A what if. He did.
No, it's not a what if.
execute under Trump.
He did interfere with all three elections to get Trump elected.
Yes, interfered, but not attacked Ukraine.
But
That's
here's the question:
difference.
why would he want Trump to get elected if Trump was a stronger candidate?
That question I cannot answer.
I can.
However,
it's because he
we saw
didn't
the
view Trump
facts.
as a stronger candidate. He viewed Trump as the weaker candidate. And when Joe Biden won the election, he knew that Joe Biden actually cared about Ukraine more than Trump and would help get Ukraine into NATO, making him the stronger candidate on the global stage. And then he went, oh, fuck, we got to invade Ukraine right now, or else this stronger president, Joe Biden, is going to prevent me from ever being able to do this. So that right there is exactly why they invaded Ukraine towards the beginning of the Biden-Harris presidency. Not because they thought Biden was weaker, but in all reality, because he thought Biden was stronger.
Still not 100% convinced. But I have another question.
Wait, why aren't you convinced? Like, what is the flaw in my theory here? Because I pointed out the hole in your hypothesis. The hole in your hypothesis is that you can't answer the question. If he thinks Trump is stronger, then why did he fight to get Trump elected? Because you can't answer that question, your hypothesis falls apart. So now I want you to tell me the hole in my hypothesis. Give me the question that I won't be able to answer.
It's the execution part.
What's the thing that proves my hypothesis to be false? Because you keep on saying that the fact that he executed the invasion under Biden proves my hypothesis to be false, but I continue to explain to you how that's not true. The fact that that Russia invaded Ukraine under Biden does not prove my hypothesis to be false for the following reasons. The first reason is we know Putin wanted Biden to lose that election and that he wanted Trump to win. The second reason would be, well, it would actually make sense here that because Biden winning was the unexpected outcome that Putin didn't want, that he then rushed to start the invasion of Ukraine because he went, oh fuck, if I wait another couple years because Biden is much stronger by that point, maybe Biden will actually get Ukraine into NATO. And this perfectly explains why we would actually expect an invasion of Ukraine under Biden at the beginning of Biden's term, given that he wasn't able to throw the invasion together fast enough under Trump in his first term.
Maybe, but it's all what if. The facts say that
if it's all what if, then you cannot reliably determine that it's true, that he viewed Biden as a weaker candidate. I'll just simply throw that sentiment back on you. Buddy, it's all a what if.
I mean, you could say that, but what's the reality? He did
Well,
invade
actually,
while Biden was in office.
you're the one that said it. You're the one that said it's all a what if.
No, well, it's a what if
Yes.
if he views or if if Biden had stayed more years, would he have invaded? But
Okay,
the reality
perfect. So
is,
if it's all just a bit, if it's all just a big what if, then your hypothesis is unfounded with no substantial evidence to corroborate it as being true.
Okay, sure. Anyways, I have another question. It's
Okay,
about,
so you completely concede that topic. Thank you. Go ahead.
Anyway, yesterday I was in a live and you were talking about like the abortion thing, and then you said what makes people valuable is like memories and like subjective experiences, something like that, right?
Something like that.
And then you went on to say like someone is in a coma isn't as valuable, or like
Not a coma,
right?
a brain dead patient.
Oh yeah, brain dead. So a brain dead person, let's say a 90-year-old, and a fetus in like the first like 2, 4, 6 weeks or whatever. So that's why you say you allow the abortion, right?
Yeah.
But what you're failing to place in this scenario is that, let's say the 90-year-old that is brain dead, the only place he can go from where he is downwards. Like he won't get better. The fetus can only go and develop more. It's in the process of development.
Sure, yeah, that's a difference between a fetus and a brain dead patient. However, that
So-
difference is not relevant to the argument that it's wrong to kill the fetus because it's a human being that's alive. And, by the way, I account for
Yes,
that in
it
my
is.
position. No. No. That'd only be a relevant
what
difference
about-
for the
what about your
view
position?
that the fetus is valuable because it has a future like ours.
Could you repeat that?
So that difference between the brain dead patient and the fetus, that the fetus has a future and the brain dead patient doesn't, is not relevant towards the view that the fetus is valuable because it's human and alive. It's only relevant towards the view that the fetus is valuable because it has a future like ours. But the view that a fetus is
Yes.
valuable because it has a future like ours is very, it fails. It has big issues with it.
Why?
Okay, from the moment of conception, it's a biological human with a future like ours, even when it's a unicellular zygote. But would we say that it's murder to kill a unicellular zygote? No. But does a unicellular zygote have a future like ours? Yes. So seemingly, we don't consider a future like ours to be sufficient in
Wait.
giving somebody the right to life.
Is the zygote fertilized?
Yeah.
Why would it be right to end it if it will eventually be, developed?
Are you telling us that you think it's murder to kill a unicellular human organism?
A unicellular organism.
One cell? Is it murder to kill one
is
cell?
Is it in the stomach, fertilized, about to be?
It's fertilized. Okay. Is it murder to kill one singular cell?
Is it in the stomach of a pregnant
No.
lady?
No.
No. Well, that's a bit different when you think.
Okay, so you don't think that zygotes that are outside of the stomach of a pregnant lady are valuable?
No, I never said that.
Okay,
I
so
said
it's not
kind of
murder. So
different.
okay, it's different. So it's not murder to kill them. Okay, well then you're pro-choice because there is not a single zygote in which is in the stomach of a single woman. So well, unless she ate it, which would be kind of strange.
Okay, the whole zygote thing.
So you're actually very
those
pro-choice. You never think that abortion is
hypotheticals.
murder because in all abortions, zygotes are never in the stomach.
Look, we're getting out of track. You know those hypotheticals where you're like, oh, 100 zygotes or one alive baby?
You're not going to respond to that?
To which claim?
Yeah, to the claim I just made. You're pro-choice. You never think that abortion is murder because abortions will only ever kill zygotes and fetuses outside of the stomach of a woman.
I think I'm not pro-choice. I think there are exceptions like rape and
But
incest
they're all
that should
outside
be
of the
allowed.
stomach. But none of them are ever in the stomach.
If the baby is in the stomach
No.
and it's like a rape baby, then sure, the woman could choose.
No,
If
dude,
it's not,
dude, listen. Fetuses do not grow in stomachs. They grow in uteruses.
yeah, in the woman's body, whatever. You get the
Okay,
idea.
it's not whatever. This is like very essential human anatomy for you to know.
Yeah, in the uterus, whatever. If it's in the uterus and it's like a Ray baby,
If you don't
I think
even
the
know
woman
that pregnancy occurs in the uterus, I don't think that you should hold and wield the power to tell 66 million American women and girls that they shouldn't be able to access health care.
if it's like healthcare for a healthy baby out of their decision to, engage in intimacy, why is
I have a
that
question. Are you a
allowed?
mechanic?
Mechanic? No,
Do you know anything about cars?
not really.
Okay. Should you be in a position to tell all automobile owners in America that they can't do specific things with their cars, given that you don't know anything about cars? Like, i.e., do you think that you're in a position to tell people that they could have this one type of drivetrain, but they can't have this other type of drivetrain? Or they could only drive automatic transmissions, they can't drive manual transmissions? But clearly we'd say here, no, you're not in a position at all to tell all automobile owners in America that. You know nothing about cars. Okay, well, it seems like you know nothing about pregnancy either. You thought that babies grew in stomachs, dude.
Come on, you get what I'm saying when I say stomach. You get what I'm saying. You're trying to nitpick things.
Then what's the argument? Why is it wrong to kill a fetus? Tell me.
A fetus, it will, well, what species is it?
Human.
Human. Yeah. Does it
Yeah.
get human rights?
No.
Why not?
Okay, so you just turned the question on me. You already know this. And it's because I don't think that merely being a member of our species is what makes you morally valuable and what means that you deserve the right to life. A good example of this would be a brain dead patient. They're a member of our species, they're human and they're biologically alive, yet we don't say that they have a right to life. Therefore, you can't just suggest the principle all humans get the right to life because you've already accepted that brain patients don't, even though they're human and alive. So try to give
but
me a
the-
view in
but the-
which is not contradictory.
The brain dead person has already lived, right?
Yeah, are they a human?
Yes.
Are they
But
alive?
they have already lived.
Are they biologically alive?
Are they alive? They are. Their brain is, dead. Hence the term. But they are alive.
Okay, so
But
they're
the
human
only
and they're
place they can
biologically
go-
alive, but they don't have the right to life. This means that not all humans that are biologically alive have the right to life, so you can't say the fetus has the right to life because the fetus is human and biologically alive. Okay,
Yes,
if you want to
but
make
the
a suggestion
fetus-
that all fetuses have the right to life because they're human and biologically alive, then you have to affirm the principle to be true that in all scenarios, okay, humans who are biologically alive have the right to life. Because if you don't affirm that principle to be true, okay, well then you can't say just merely because the fetus is human and biologically alive, they have the right to life. This is like me saying that because you have red shoes, I'm gonna that you therefore deserve $100. Well, if I went to somebody else that also had red shoes and I said, you have red shoes, but you don't therefore deserve $100, okay, I'd be contradicting the principle of arguing that everybody who wears red shoes deserves $100, okay? So very similarly, when you say the fetus is human and alive, therefore it deserves the right to life, but then you go to another human that's alive like a brain dead patient and you say, therefore you don't deserve the human right to life, you are contradicting your principle that if you're human and alive, you deserve the right to life. So those are not the reasons why you think that that fetuses deserve the right to life and abortion is wrong.
Yes, there's a difference. The brain dead person, there's no chance of him recovering. The fetus, in this case, it will, with time, the only place that it only gets more developed.
But that difference is not
Considering
relevant.
it's healthy.
But that difference is not relevant to the two pre-qualifiers you gave me that grants a life the right to
it
life.
It is
Dude,
very
I'm trying to describe to you how it's not. No. Because regardless if they have a future or not, both of these two lives still meet the two necessary pre-qualifiers that you gave me for value. Those two necessary pre-qualifiers being human and being alive.
No, because it needs time. That's the only thing it needs to develop.
That bears no relevance to the two pre-qualifiers
Yes,
being
it
true.
does.
No, it doesn't. Does the fact that
Yes.
the brain dead patient doesn't have a future change the fact that it's human and biologically alive?
The brain dead person.
Can you answer the question? Can you just stop fucking floundering and answer the question? Does the fact that the brain dead patient does not have a future, okay, change the fact that the brain dead patient is biologically human and biologically alive?
Yes, that's a fact.
So no,
That's
the
a
answer would be
fact,
no.
sure.
It doesn't change those facts, right?
No, but it's a fact, sure. But
Dude, I'm not
it
asking
will
you
not
that.
recover.
I'm not, dude. Oh my God, you're being so dense. I'm not asking you if the brain dead patient is human and biologically alive. I'm asking you, does the fact that the brain dead patient doesn't have a future change the fact that the brain dead patient is human and alive?
No, it doesn't.
So therefore, okay, the fact that the brain dead patient does or does not have a future, okay, bears no relevance towards the brain dead patient, meaning the two necessary pre-qualifiers that you gave me for moral value to give a life, the right to life, those two pre-qualifiers being human
but
and alive.
I didn't give those moral qualifiers.
Yes, you did, bro.
No, I didn't.
Luckily for you, we only
there's
have, let's
differences.
see here, 19.5 thousand viewers. I asked you why you think that the fetus has the right to life. You said it's because it's a member of the human species and it's alive.
Yeah, but with the fetus case,
Okay, you just
It's-
affirmed that those are the two pre-qualifiers after you said that those weren't the two pre-qualifiers. I'm not going to run around in a circle with an idiot. I'm sorry, bro. I'm not doing it. Listen, bro. Listen, I think that there's a little bit more nuance to conversations about abortion than like many of the other topics that we have that we discuss on live, because it requires like a little bit more exploration of critical thought and like abstract philosophy, right? You know, like it invokes things such as moral principles and invokes things such as, you know, pre-qualifiers that lives must possess in order to have the right to protection of their life. You know, it's just a little bit more complicated than, you know, discussions about, you know, if cutting taxes for the rich is bad. You know what I mean? And because you continue to contradict yourself and go in circles, I'm going to kick you. But I appreciate you for coming up. Just put a little bit more thought into your view on abortion, man, and I'm sure that you'll figure it out. Let's go and get that next guest loaded up into the box right now. Only hop inside of that queue. Viewer MAGA, please and thank you. Hello, hello, hello. Do you support Trump?
Hello, hello, hello. Not anymore. But I just wanted to talk to you about something that's pretty relevant. So you know how they clone the dire wolf, right? That company, I can't think of the name of the company. They're cloning the dire wolves, cloning all these animals that are.
You have a good rest of your day. We're going to move on to the next guest, folks. Only hop inside of that queue if you happen to be an American adult that supports Donald J. Trump as president. And for everybody joining us today, I really appreciate you so much for being here. Happy holidays to all those that celebrate. Happy 420, quite frankly. Dude, what the fuck was she babbling about? Cloning wolves? I mean, if true, then that's kind of sick. But listen, man, we're here to have some political debates. All right. We're here to have some political debates. On Super Chat, Sin, that is CYN, thank you for the $10, who says, when they start down the pro-life path, I always want to see what they think about food stamps and healthcare for children who are already alive. Yeah, chances are, he says, well, fuck them. Fuck the kids. They don't deserve food stamps. They don't deserve healthcare. I don't care. Where's the hat at? I don't care that we already have 51,000 Americans that die every single year via lack of access to health care. Who gives a fuck? They're born, but for the clumps of cells growing in your uterus, god damn it. Might as well be Jesus Christ born again. They deserve all the legal protections in the world, even if it means that 9-year-olds who were raped and impregnated are denied access to health care, because guess what? That clump of cells is the almighty amen. Is essentially what we hear these assholes saying. Mariah, welcome in. Do you support Trump?
No, I absolutely do not. And I actually was interested in...
Based, Mariah, I love to hear it today. We are just going to talk to Trump supporters. It's not your fault because I didn't have the rules up, so I'm not going to ban you or anything, but you take care. Welcome in, Ben. Do you support Trump?
Yes.
How old are you?
19.
All right, what year were you born in? Banned. Let's go to get that next guest loaded up into the box. Also over on Super Chat, thank you, Camp, for the $20. Thank you so much, Camp. Please show some love to Camp down below. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You are awesome. You are awesome. Thank you, Camp. Camp with the $20 says, bet you 2-1 this caller thought babies come out of the butt before this call. Probably. I you know, honestly, I imagine how many adult men think that babies come out of the butt. I unfortunately feel like the percentage of adult men who think babies come out of the butt is not zero. Like, unfortunately. Like, God, I know that's terrible, but I feel like the number is not zero. We're going to go to try to get that next guest loaded up into the box right now. We got Amy joining, as well as Sir. Thank you so much for the $50 on Super Chat. Holy cow. Thank you so very much, sir. That is fucking nuts. Show some love to sir down below for the 50. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Sir with the 50 says, thank you for being a real person, the internet, and not spreading misinformation and telling people the truth and straight up facts. You deserve this. Well, no, thank you. I don't deserve it, man. That is a lot of money. That is very kind of you. Thank you so much for the love. Let's get 500 Sir W's down below. I really appreciate you. Thank you so much, sir. Same thing to C1. Thank you for the $10. He says, thank you for all that you do need. Well, thank you so much for the support, C1. Welcome in RJP. Do you support Trump?
What?
RJP? RJP is not here, so we're going to go to kick him and move on to the next guest. We got Corey Rothman loading up into the box. Here we go. Quite frankly. All right. Welcome in, Do You Support Trump?
Well, just a quick question for you.
Or, well, I need to know if you're MAGA.
Quick question for you.
I'm not going to let you ask the question if you don't answer mine first. You need to tell me if you're a Trump supporter or not. It's a non-negotiable.
I just don't want to get kicked. I just want to say real quick that
I really appreciate you, dude, and I hope that you have a good rest of your day. I personally hold nothing against you, and I don't want you to feel disrespected via the fact that I did kick you. However, we have to uphold the rules, unfortunately, in all scenarios. And I hope that you have a good rest of your day. Hey, thank you for the $5 over on PayPal. Cody, thank you, man. Mike, thank you for the $4. Basics, thank you for the $1. And Julia, thank you for the $23, who says, hey, girlie, it's me. I hope you remember me. 3, love you. Moa, love you too, Julia. I hope you're having a good day. Thank you for the $23 donation. And yes, I do remember you because of the very interesting spelling of your name, Juulia. How could I forget? Thank you for the $23. Just some up to Julia down below while we're still trying to get the next guest up. Thank you. As well as Caroline, thank you for the $18 donation on PayPal, who says that about the wolves is actually true, mostly at least. Yeah, what was she saying? Like that scientists have cloned wolves? If so, that's like insane. Thank you for letting me know, Caroline, and thank you so much for the $18 donation. Show some love to Caroline and Julia down below. Hi, welcome in. Do you support Trump Creative?
Well, let's just hope they don't clone Dean Withers. Okay, yeah, I do support Trump.
Okay, how old are you?
40 years old.
All right, dude. I need to thank a couple people on Venmo. Then the mic and the floor will be yours to tell us why you support the shittiest president of your lifetime, okay?
Sure, go ahead.
All right. Thank you. Let's see here. Thank you so much, Rosemary, for the $15 donation of Venmo. This came in 30 minutes ago. Who says, been listening to you for about a year now. Love your lives and wanted to support. Thank you, Rosemary. Let's get 100 Rosemary W's. Thank you so much for the love. Same thing to Erin. That is ERYN. Erin, thank you for the $20. Who says, we love a Giddy Dean. Thank you for helping me convince somebody in my family to no longer support Trump. I love to hear it, Erin. You are a fucking patriot. I should be sending you the $20, not the other way around. Thank you so much for changing somebody's mind. I love to hear it. Thank you for the $20. You are awesome. Same thing to Abby. Thank you for the $24 and the 20 cents. Who says, happy holidays. I'll take a blinker every time you smoke one of these Trumpy ghouls. Oh, Abby. Keep yourself alive, okay? Don't want you to be sent over the edge, dude. You're in for a trip today. Thank you for the $24. I mean, seriously, make sure to check in on Abby. Kamea, that is Kamea. I first and foremost apologize if I'm mispronouncing your name, but second of all, thank you so much for the $50 donation. Oh my God. Thank you so much, Kamea. Kamea with a 50 says, you keep on saying why you don't know why people are being so generous today. No, I don't. You guys are being so fucking kind. Holy. And then she goes on to say, I think it's your mood. It's contagious. It makes this daily viewer so happy to see. Well, thank you, Kamea, for the very kind words and the $50. I'm happy that you're happy. We love to see it. Thank you, Kamea. Thank you. Please show some love to Kamea down below. Samantha, thank you for the $5. Love you with the one that's crazy. Lovey. William, thank you for the $10. Who says, Dean, long time watcher, first time donor. Thank you for your voice. Oh, well, thank you so much for the $10 donation, William. And I went on to read your message. Thank you for your service as well. And please stay safe as you are active duty. All right. As well as Ryan, thank you for the $4. And then Rima. Dude, this is the second donation from Rima. Rima sent $150 like 30 minutes ago, and this is the second $150 donation from Rima right now. That is $300 in total. Rima, Dude, oh my God. Just, from the bottom of my heart, with every bit of my body, I don't deserve it. I don't. I am so privileged, and I'm so grateful and thankful. I can't imagine why people would ever choose to be so kind, and just know that I genuinely appreciate the ever-living hell out of you. I want to see another 1,500 Rima W's down below in the comment section. That is REEMA. Put some respect on it, and thank you. Seriously. Rima with the second 150 says, rounding things out, I'm a federal child sex crimes prosecutor, and your focus on Trump's SA crimes is so important still for the GF. Rima, first and foremost, you work one of the most important jobs in this country. I'm so very fucking grateful for you. We all are. I have so much respect for you. And all of the other, child sex crimes prosecutors who are out there getting what matters done. Thank you, Rima. Genuinely, thank you so much for what you do. That is just insane. Thank you so much. Jessica, I'd also like to quickly thank you for the $25 donation. He says, anybody saying that they support a rapist exception for abortion is full of it. SA is nearly impossible to prove already. It takes years. Well, I'm happy that they hold the exception ideologically, but I wish that they just also think that elective abortion should be legal. Thank you for the $25, Jessica. And then we have two more. Then we'll give this guy the mic. First one would be Keela. Thank you for the $20. Let's get to it. Keela W. That is Keela, who says, hey, Dean, my friend supports Trump, and I don't. I was wondering if I could get advice. Keela, here's what my advice would be to you. Get them up on the stream. I'd love to debate them. And then the last donation to read off for now before we pass the mic to the guest, Mr. Mike. Thank you so much for the $100 donation on Venmo. Let's get 1,000 Mike W's. Thank you so much, man. That is nuts. Thank you, Mike. Mike with $100 says, what if the brain dead patient is 1 hour old? They picture an old person in their deathbed. No, that's something that we bring up a lot. I mean, you sent that as we're having that debate with that last guy about brain dead patients relative to abortion. They say, well, the brain dead patient has lived their life, therefore they have lost the right to life. Well, what if the brain dead patient is a newborn? You bring up a great point. And on top of that, thank you for the $100 donation. That's nuts. Thank you, Mike. Thank you, everybody. I'm still lost for words. We're only an hour into the stream, and I just, you guys are being so fucking kind. Show some love to Rima. Show some love to Mike. Show some love to all of the donors. Let's go ahead and pass the mic to this next guest to tell us why they support Trump. Take it away. Tell us why you're MAGA, and I appreciate you for your patience.
No problem. Yeah, absolutely. I appreciate it as well. I voted for Trump 3 times, and one of the biggest reasons, here's some good positives that he's done for our country. For example, energy independence and dominance. Right now, we are a net energy exporter for the first time in decades. His criminal justice reform, the First Step Act, bipartisan legislation that reduced the sentencing for a lot of nonviolent offenders, which is another big one. Also, Dean, don't forget about border security and immigration enforcement. He's built significant sections of border wall and fencing, implemented Remain in Mexico, which has ramped up deportations of criminals, which is really important to me. Also, don't forget about the Abraham Accords in the Middle East. Although it's not pretty, he's actually implementing things, and things are actually getting done. A lot of people are making deals with him. Now, he's also appointed some 200 federal judges and Supreme Court justices. Now, this is also important because these judges are conservative judges. They're young. They're going to be around for quite some time, and these are federal appointments. Operation Warp Speed, I mean, a lot of people can go ahead and say they agree with that. It's probably the most downfall thing he has, in my opinion. Now, the Veterans Affairs reforms was also huge. It did expand the VA choice programs, allowing veterans greater access to private care, reduced wait times, and it addressed accountability issues within the department. Trade and manufacturing focus, he renegotiated NAFTA into the USMCA, did impose tariffs on China to address trade imbalances, and we are seeing some job manufacturing growth after COVID. So not much, but we're getting there. I also do support his executive order 14192, which is that 10-to-1 policy where you got to get rid of 10 regulations for every 1 regulation that you add. Yeah, at the end of the day, Dean, we're just being stifled by government overreach, and at least he's addressing some of those things.
You know what? Honestly, dude, I was wondering when I'd have a guest do this. And I'm so surprised that this is the first time it's ever happened. So I know exactly what you were reading off of. That wasn't off the top of the dome of your head. So if you go to whitehouse.gov and you type in accomplishments, there's like an accomplishment like HTML page on whitehouse.gov that just lists every single thing he just said. So he went to Google, he typed in Trump accomplishments. The first link was whitehouse.gov, Trump accomplishments, and he read off everything on that list, right?
No, actually, no.
Okay,
I'm not even.
We got
I'm
a
not
liar.
on White House. I'm not on whitehouse.gov.
Okay, so let's see here.
But these are actual things that are important.
Yeah.
Like, these are real
Oh, I
things.
let you
Real-
speak for 5 minutes. You need to stop speaking now. Thank you. So you named off 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 things. So here's my next question to you. Do you want me to debunk them all at once, or do you want to go point by point?
Well, it was only 7, but okay.
No, so there were 15 points in all. I think that you may have grouped a couple of sub points over the main point, which, by the way, proves that you were reading it off because you see it clearly listed as 7 points with subtopics below a handful of them.
No,
So,
I listed
thank you.
seven things. That's
Okay.
all I said.
Okay, I'm going to just go ahead and debunk them all. So the produce the most oil that we ever have as a country in a 4-year time span under Biden. So Biden was really great for energy production. We produced more than 13.2 million barrels of oil per day from July of 2023 until the end of his term, when the most we ever produced under Trump in his first term was 12.9 million barrels of oil per month in 1 month in December of 2019. First point debunked. Your second point was Donald Trump's criminal reform through the First Step Act. Well, guess what? Yeah, the First Step Act was good, but it was actually proposed to Congress under Obama. Then the GOP stalled to pass it until they had a Republican in the presidency like Trump. And second of all, he actually is now running on getting rid of the First Step Act because that is what made it illegal to kill people with a death penalty for selling drugs. Donald Trump ran on bringing that back. So in other words, he ran on contradicting the First Step Act. Second point debunked. Your third point was border security and immigration enforcement. You said he built the wall. Well, actually, he built less than 3% of the wall in his first term alone. And when they wanted to build more of it under the Biden-Harris administration to appease the Republicans to get a bipartisan border bill, Trump shot it down and told people to vote against it. Third point debunked. Your fifth point was that he implemented Remain in Mexico and that somehow helped to get more criminals out of the country. So the Remain in Mexico policies to keep asylum seekers legal immigrants in America. And because of his re-implementation of that, yes, ICE is arresting and deporting asylum seekers, but they're not criminals because they haven't committed a crime, because they didn't come into this country with the use of undocumented means. They were legally allowed to come into this country because of their asylum status, which let them come in prior to the implementation of the Remain in Mexico Act. Fourth point, or fifth point, debunked. Your sixth point was the Abraham Accords. You touted that as if it was good. No, it was actually very bad because it excluded Palestine as a designated state, in which then emboldened Israel to go on like the war path of ethnic cleansing and genocide that they're on today. It's one of the big reasons that they are like right now illegally occupying the Gaza Strip in the West Bank because there isn't any international enforcement to stop them from doing such. But if Palestine was included in the Abraham Accords, then they wouldn't be able to illegally occupy these regions because then they'd get absolutely fucked by every other country in the Abraham Accords because they'd be violating an international treaty. Seventh point, debunked. Your eighth point was he did a lot of deals. What deals? That's vague. We're just going to go ahead and set that one aside because of how vague it was. Your eighth point was he appointed 200 federal judges, and they're conservative and young, and this is not good for our country, sir, because the 200 federal judges that he's appointed so far in his second term was after he fired 200 liberal justices and replaced them with conservative ones with zero experience in judging. They were all like lawyers from the American First Law Foundation, or like scholars that just graduated law school. Some of them like barely even have law degrees. They have no experience in judging whatsoever. These are first-time installments because he had to replace so many liberal judges because they actually wanted to uphold the law. Point debunked. Your next point was Operation Warp Speed. I'm not going to debunk that. That was a good bill. But what did Donald Trump do after he passed Operation Warp Speed that expedited the approval of the COVID vaccine? He then turned around and told people that it was ineffective, that wearing masks sucked, and supported and condoned conspiracy theories that like gives kids autism. And now, in fact, one of the people that profited off those conspiracy theories is his serving Secretary of Health. So bill good, but the follow-up to that bill diminished the good impact of the bill. Point debunked. Your next point was the Veteran Affairs reforms. He expanded the VA Choice Program. No, he didn't expand the VA Choice Program. at all. He just said he did, which is funny because he did pass a bill about VA choice, allowing them to go to hospitals outside of Veterans Affairs when they have machines required to fix their ailments or the wait times are too long at the VA. But this was already a bill passed under Obama called the VA Choice Act, which was hilarious. His bill didn't do anything. It was just a copy and paste of Obama's. Point debunked. Your next point was trade and manufacturing. You said he renegotiated NAFTA. Okay. Yeah, he did renegotiate NAFTA into the USMCA. But guess what? If you think that Donald Trump is a good president from your perspective, you shouldn't support his renegotiation of NAFTA into the USMCA because Donald Trump is shitting on the USMCA today. He's telling Canada that it's not a good agreement. He's saying that we need to renegotiate it with Canada right now. In fact, he nullified the USMCA when he imposed reckless tariffs on both Canada and Mexico at the beginning of his second term, which were illegal, by the way. Point debunked. Your next point was tariffs on China. Yeah, illegal tariffs on China that had to repeal and is now having to refund the companies that paid them. Point debunked. And then your last point was that he increased jobs. No, quite frankly, last year we got the worst jobs report that we've had on record since 2003, excluding all recessions since then. We also had the most manufacturing bankruptcies since 2010, the highest level of unemployment since the pandemic, and in February we lost 92,000 jobs. Point debunked. And then your last point was getting rid of 10 regulations for every one regulation that he adds. Okay, well, what I'm going to need you to describe is, well, what regulations has he gotten rid of and how has that materially benefited our country? Because if you can't describe the regulations that he's removed and how it's benefited this country, then why should we care? Point debunked. So now, all in all, I debunked all 14 points that you made.
Actually, no, you didn't. You just said, oh, that's not true, when in fact these things did happen. So, no, executive order is good because it stops additional regulation being put because 10 will have to be removed. So you're debunked there. It is a good positive program.
Is regulation always bad?
It is when it's overstretching its bounds, yeah.
Wait, so you just said it's bad because it's bad? So the answer to the question is no. Regulation is not always bad. So this is why we shouldn't recklessly support policy that would necessitate that we remove regulation before we want to add new regulation. Listen, I understand sometimes regulation is bad, can slow things down and shouldn't exist. That's fine. Okay, but just to like support as a blanket statement, every instance of removing regulation is good, is reckless and dangerous, okay? Because there's many regulations that we absolutely need.
Yeah, but to sit here and say that, oh, well, these liberal judges are better than the conservative judges, I just disagree with you 100% with that. Like, dude, you guys, your liberal judges are out to lunch, bro. Like that guy who was that. Then
you support DEI because the liberal justices simply had more experience. He replaced 200 liberal justices with 200 conservative justices that hadn't spent a day as a judge in a courtroom before. They had no resume.
What was the name of that Ukrainian girl, for example, right? Dude, that guy is claiming he's like mentally incapable of holding trial. Okay, then put him in jail. Like, this is the kind of shit I'm talking about, bro. Like, Democrat judges, okay, let this man out of jail 14 different times for violent offenses. Okay, he literally said after he walked by several black women on the train, I got that white girl. See, it's liberal judges like that are going to destroy this country and make things unsafe for us, bro.
Okay, yeah, so the Republicans made an adjudicated rapist that's in the Epstein files over 1 million times president, who then went on to call for the execution of his political opponents and condone the execution of American citizens like Keith Porter, Renee Good, and Alex Preddy. What the fuck is your point? Listen, I agree that multiple count offenders should be thrown in jail. And yeah, sure, if a singular judge or maybe two judges continue to let this multiple count offender walk free on the streets, then there's an issue with that, 110%. And we should blame that on those individual judges. But are those individual judges the champions of the totality of the Democratic Party? No. Is Trump the champion of the entirety of the GOP? Yes. Is he a violent offender? Yes. Is he a 34 count felon? Yes. Has he been held civilly liable like 4 times for fraud? No. Yes. Is he named in the Epstein files over 1,000 times? Yes. Has he boasted about sexual exploitation? Yes. The only serial offender here that's perpetually being let to walk free with no accountability whatsoever and being handed power by the totality of a political party is Donald Trump in reference to the GOP.
Absolutely not. Trump ran a real primary. He got 40 million primary votes next to Joe Biden's 14 million. Okay, so he's way more popular in the primary than Biden ever was. We elected him. We didn't cut out the last minute and shove in JD Vance like some weirdo. who couldn't even debate a guy like Trump. Let's be honest, Biden could not debate Trump. He failed miserably. He destroyed your party.
This point is hurting you.
What?
This point is hurting you. I just got done saying.
No, it's
listen.
not
I'll
hurting
I'll explain to you how this point is hurting you.
Because
I just got done saying. Okay, so you have more to say. So I'm gonna go ahead and let you finish. But then once you're done, I want to go ahead and respond to describe to you how this point is hurting you.
Okay. Now I'm also going to tell you, 34 counts for the same crime, an alleged payoff of some, corn woman that he's never even met, who only threatened to come out with the story. So his lawyer decided to handle it. And then there was 11 checks that signed for legal fees to his lawyer. None of this even makes any sense, bro.
Okay.
None of it.
So just because something doesn't make sense to you doesn't mean that it's true. I.e., you don't really sound like too much of an educated guy. I don't think that astrophysics would make much sense to you. But this doesn't mean that like space. The ISS doesn't stay in the sky because of astrophysics, right?
Okay, so
now you're interrupting me. When can I speak?
Dean, why would you?
I just want to know when I can speak without you interrupting me.
Hold on, I'm just telling you. Why would you give somebody 34 different charges for the same crime?
Well, you actually can't be charged multiple times for the same crime. That's a violation of the Constitution, most notably the double jeopardy clause of the Fourth Amendment. And this is why we know it wasn't 34 different counts of the same crime, because that would be unconstitutional and thrown out on appeal. But no, he was found guilty of 34 different counts of 34 different crimes, and then the appeal failed 4 times. Each act was charged, and each act amounted to 34 charges. Thank you. Now, I want to speak without interruption. You're continuing to interrupt me. Do I need to mute you? Do I need to put the binky in your mouth?
No, I'm asking you a question. So why?
No, I'm trying to speak and you won't let me. Like, this is embarrassing.
Well, you sound like you know what you're talking about. So
I do know what I talk about, and I'd like to share something with you that I know, but you won't let me. I've been trying to make a point now for 4 minutes. I told you that I was going to wait until you to finish to make it, and you finish, and then I start speaking, responding to what you just said, and then you mute me, then you interrupt me again. Okay, we're going to do this one last time. I'm going to let you speak for as long as you want to, uninterrupted, and as soon as you are done speaking for as long as you want to, uninterrupted, I will begin speaking as long as I want to, uninterrupted.
Right.
Go for it.
So I'm glad you brought that up. So when Trump appealed it, Trump won, right? He won. So she was ordered to pay some $600 and something thousand of his legal fees, which she still refuses to pay to this day. The bottom line is she's a liar, and you're believing in it, which makes it even more dangerous because it gives you gas to tell everybody he's a rapist or a weirdo when he's really not. The guy has been around like the hottest girls in his life. He doesn't need to stoop down to that lowness of female, okay? That's not even his style, bro. Like, and not to mention all the other stuff that came out against Trump the minute he decided to run for presidency. It's the boy who cried wolf over and over with you guys. And he's been unfairly targeted, just like Mayor Giuliani, dude. And that's all I'm going to say.
Okay, now it's my turn to speak. I think that this angle is disgusting. We clearly see it from many disgusting men, where your argument against the claim that E. Jean Carroll was raped is to call her female and say she's ugly, okay? First and foremost, that's just very degrading to say about any woman, especially a woman that's been raped, okay? Second of all, we know that Donald Trump disagrees with you. Clearly, he thought Marla Maples was hot, and then he confused a picture of E. Jean Carroll to be Marla Maples under deposition. And the second point that I'll make here is you just lied. You just told a big lie. You said that Trump won on appeal against E. Jean Carroll. You're a liar. That's not true. He's lost every single appeal in the E. Jean Carroll rape case.
Stormy Daniels, not Eugene.
Oh, okay. Well, that's also not true because guess what? Stormy Daniels didn't sue Donald Trump for jack shit. She didn't prosecute Donald Trump for jack shit. This is in reference to his 34 felony convictions in criminal court, in which was driven by state prosecutors, not any one private citizen. So you were also lying there.
No, I'm not. Dean.
Okay,
Sorry,
then give me your source. What's a source? I don't know what a source is. My source is my brain. I had a nap, and when I was napping, I had a dream. It was a divine revelation. No, sir, let me speak. I had a nap, and when I had a nap, I had a dream. And in this dream, I had a divine revelation from Trump. Wait, no, that's the jury verdict form where he raped a woman. I had a revelation from Trump Christ himself. Wait, nope, that's the 34 felony convictions. I had a revelation from Trump. Nope, that's also the 34. Come on, bro.
So
Fuck.
yeah. So in
No. I'm gonna do the bit. I'm gonna do the bit, bro. Shut up. 1 second. Fuck.
It's a nice hat, though.
I had a revelation from Trump Christ himself. That's right. I had a revelation from Trump Christ himself, ladies and gentlemen. And in this dream, this revelation told me that Stormy
That's a
Daniels
doctor.
was a
first of all.
liar.
That's not Jesus. That's a doctor. Come on. We all know that's a doctor.
All right, we'll litigate that claim after you give me evidence that he won an appeal in the 34 felonies conviction. In the 34 felony conviction.
Okay, so bottom line on the hush money appeal, Trump won it on a procedural win in November of 2025, which keeps his challenge alive to give him another shot at dismissal, right? But he hasn't won appeal.
When you win an
outright.
appeal, it is dismissed.
Well, I guess it's still up in the air.
Okay, so you lied.
No. The federal judge dismissed Daniels' lawsuit from the 2018 to 2023, and she was ordered to pay Trump's legal fees of around $300,000. My bad.
Okay, perfect. Yeah,
In
nothing
appeals
to
court.
do with an appeal of the 34 felony convictions. You lied.
No, that's not what I said. I was
That
saying
is what you
the
said.
thing with Stormy Daniels. No, the Eugene Carroll situation is
Eugene?
is completely false. She's a liar completely.
Okay,
He's never,
how do you know
never
that?
done anything to her.
How do you know she's a
her-
liar?
Because her story is bullshit.
Okay, what are the inconsistencies in it? Tell me.
A lot. For one, no
Name one.
witnesses. Another one that nobody was around. Two,
Wait,
she was by herself.
Not having anybody in the room is not an inconsistency in the story. And listen, an inconsistency in a story would be like a contradiction, okay, or something that wouldn't be reasonably possible to be the case. But like clearly, in circumstances where somebody's getting raped, it is reasonably possible that they'd be alone, okay, and it's clearly not contradictory for nobody to be around when somebody's getting raped, because it's not true in all scenarios when somebody is raped, people are around. Therefore, that's not an inconsistency in her story. Get real.
It is 100%. Like even
I just
the story
described to you how it's not.
Yeah, I literally listened to her interview on
Buddy,
TV.
listen. Do you agree that an inconsistency in a story would be somebody saying something that is not reasonably possible, or somebody saying something that is contradictory?
Dude, she made up the story. It never happened, brother.
Okay, so you're not going to tell me if you agree that's what an inconsistency is?
And
Can
by
you
the
please
way,
answer my
he
question?
was found.
So by the way, can you please answer my
civilly
question?
liable.
So can you answer my question, dude?
Dude, he doesn't even know that lady.
All right, yeah, cool, bro. Can you answer my question?
No, I can't.
Oh, yeah, because it fucks you up, dude. You're over here saying
No.
that an inconsistency in the testimony of a rape victim is when they were raped, nobody's around. Okay, yeah. The reason why,
not
once
true.
again, that's not an inconsistency
No.
is because in a lot of scenarios, when people are raped, guess what? Nobody's there to watch it. And an inconsistency would be something that isn't reasonably possible, or something in which is contradictory, therefore false. And because it's reasonably possible that nobody's around, and it's clearly not contradictory, it's therefore not an inconsistency. So I'd just be a little bit more specific with your language if you want to give an example of inconsistency within her testimony. But if we're going to evaluate the likelihood of them telling the truth via the acknowledgement of inconsistencies in their testimony, well, now we know that we should believe E. Jean Carroll, because there's many inconsistencies within Donald Trump's testimony in that court case. The first inconsistency was when he lied about claiming that he never met E. Jean Carroll, that E. Jean Carroll then responded to by submitting a picture of them together to the court. The second inconsistency is when he claimed he never raped her because she wasn't his type. First and foremost, I think a non-rapist would say I wouldn't rape her because rape is wrong. Second of all, we know that she was his type, and he lied about that too because he confused a picture of E. Jean Carroll to be a picture of his ex-wife, Marla Maples.
Yeah, that's all bullshit. Sorry.
No, that happened under deposition.
No, I mean, like being held civilly liable for defending yourself. I mean, that's just crazy, and I think that needs to be changed. And now you wonder why a lot of men are choosing not to get into relationships because of basically a woman can just make up whatever she wants, and you're kind of fucked.
Okay, so let's go over the facts of the court case. I have a question. Have you at any point in the past said that you could just grab women by their vaginas without asking first?
Well, are you talking about the recording that he that was done on Trump when he was outside of a bus?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, if you listen to the recording, it was consensual. When you're rich and famous, women will let you do anything,
Yeah,
including.
and if you're really, and if you're 6'4" and built like Superman, I guess the old lady will just let you take her purse when you ask for it in the middle of the night with a mask on. Okay, now answer my question. At any point before, have you ever said that you could just grab women by their vaginas without asking them first?
No, he never even said that.
Okay, so you just reject that Trump said that. Okay, next.
He
Have you
never
at any
said that,
point
though.
have you at any point before admitted to sexually exploiting people and called it funny?
Me personally?
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. I've done a lot of weird shit and said a lot of funny things, so I don't know. Maybe. Is a maybe an answer? I don't know, man.
Can you repeat the question I just asked you to make sure we're on the same page here? Can you repeat the question you heard me ask you?
You asked me if I have ever made fun of somebody that claimed that they were a sexual victim, correct?
No, that's not what I asked you.
Maybe I'm paraphrasing a little bit, but generally around there.
No. So first and foremost, you don't know if you've ever made fun of somebody who was raped?
Yes, I have. I've made fun of that Eugene Carroll because she's a liar.
Okay. All right. So you're just telling us that you know that she was a victim of rape and that you're making fun
No,
of her.
she's
Well,
not a
we already
victim.
knew
She's
that.
making it all up because she's a fucking liar.
So you're saying that you like make fun of people who you think were lying about rape? Well,
No, I think
unfortunately,
it's pathetic that you're gonna wait until the statute of limitations
for
are
everybody
over.
watching. This isn't a bombshell. This isn't a oh my god what the fuck moment. This is literally what he was doing like 3 minutes ago that we called him out on. This is what every POS MAGA pig does when they come up on the stream and they talk about Eugene Carroll.
Well,
There's
why do you
nothing
call me that,
shocking
then?
there in the slightest because that's
Why
what
you
they
call
all
me a
do.
pig, bro?
Okay, because you are a pig. Deal with it. Okay.
How? Because I want evidence? Because I want actual proof of an incident that
No,
happened?
not because
I
you want
don't
evidence,
hearsay.
but when you're given evidence and you're given a conviction, you don't believe it. Now,
No,
here's the question
I
that I
don't.
actually asked, because you obviously weren't listening. The question that I asked you is, have you ever admitted to sexual exploitation yourself, like sexually exploiting somebody else, and then called it funny?
I don't know. Maybe. Maybe. I
Dude.
played a lot of football. We say a lot of crazy shit in the locker room. I don't know, bro.
Dude, I'm essentially asking you, have you ever admitted to raping somebody and then talked about how funny it is? I'm essentially asking you, have you ever admitted to barging into a little girl's bathroom, a dressing room, looking at her naked body,
but
then
you're-
boasting
you're
about how funny it
trying-
is?
you're trying to set
what
me
do you
up in
mean
a-
you don't know? Like, are you a rapist?
No, look.
No, have you ever engaged in unconsensual sexual conduct?
Listen to me.
Have
Okay.
you? No. Have
Listen
you
to me.
ever engaged in unconsensual sexual conduct?
No, of course not.
But no, I don't believe you because you just said that you don't know if you've ever admitted to unconsensual sexual
No.
conduct.
Joking about it.
Wait, so you've like jokingly admitted to rape?
No.
Okay, well then the answer to my question is no. My question was, have you ever admitted to sexual violence and then called it funny?
Probably not.
What do you mean probably? You understand that you understand you understand that for you to admit to sexual violence then to call it funny would first necessitate that you engaged in sexual violence. So when you say you probably haven't admitted to sexual violence and called it funny, you're saying that you probably haven't sexually violated anybody.
No, I've never done anything like that.
Okay, so then you've never admitted to sexual violence then called it funny. No, I want an answer to the question because I'm in the middle of building an argument. So you have never admitted to sexual violence and then called it funny, right?
No.
Okay, Trump has.
Well, I didn't vote for my pastor, okay? I voted for my president of the United States. Now, I don't really care about these semantics when these comes to these liars that are trying to, shed his name.
So
and work
Trump
for the
lied
Democrat
when he
Party.
said that he was guilty of sexual violence?
Dean, I know you're a grifter. I know you are.
You're calling me a grifter because you're getting your shit fried, buddy. Calm down, it's embarrassing.
Because I know for a fact that you do like Trump because he saved your TikTok platform. I know this for a fact. You must like him for that. Say it. I wanna hear you say it.
Cope.
I want to hear you say. I want to
This
hear
is
you
all
say it.
cope because you're getting
No,
cooked.
no,
Here's
I wanna
Donald
hear
Trump
you say it.
admitting.
I want to hear
This
you
is
say
all
it.
cope because you're getting cooked. Here's Donald Trump admitting to engaging in sexual violence.
No, you just want to give a win to Trump, and I get it. But I want to hear
so you
say.
have done that. Now, tell
Well,
me
I'll
what-
tell you the funniest is that I'll go backstage before a show.
Yes.
And everyone's getting dressed and ready and everything else. And, no men are anywhere. And I'm allowed to go in because I'm the owner of the pageant, and therefore I'm inspecting it. I'm inspecting. I want to make sure that
You're like a
everything
doctor.
is good.
You're there.
Yeah, the dress. Is everyone okay? They're standing there with no. Is everybody okay? And you see these incredible-looking women, and so I sort of get away with things like that.
Oh, so he was backstage. Ooh, he was in the backstage of the stage. You know how many times I've been backstage?
So he was in women's only dressing rooms.
No,
Backstage.
he said backstage. He
Because
didn't
that's
say
where
dressing rooms.
because that's where the
Brother,
dressing
in
rooms
that,
are.
Homie, dog, in that statement, he said backstage.
Yes,
he never
because
said,
that's where the dressing rooms are.
So in that recording, did Trump say, I was in the backstage dressing room and I went in there and grabbed every girl by the pussy. That's right. I did it. I raped everybody in the backstage dressing room specifically.
nuts.
No, he never said it. He never said any of that.
So he said that he went
you're
backstage and
making
then
up
went into the
stories,
dressing
Dean.
rooms.
Not to mention, it's so weird that you would take a Howard Stern
he said
recording, a
that he
show
went-
that is filth, a show that had a competition to a person who could give the largest bowel movement on air. You're going to take a fucking recording from that show, a show that literally had who had the smallest penis competition on air, and you're going to take a recording from that filth.
So,
Dude,
first point.
that was the most PG statement I've ever heard Trump ever say, to be honest with you. And that's the best they got out of him on Howard Stern.
I feel like he's
Wow.
gaslighting himself. Okay.
Wow.
First clarifying question. It will be relevant to the counter argument. If I told you that I was sitting down on a 2x2 wooden plank affixed to the ground with 4 steady legs with sturdy back support, would I be telling you that I'm sitting down on a chair?
It depends, man. You could be sitting on like a futon.
Okay, yeah, but a futon, wouldn't it be a 2x2 wooden plank? So
Okay, well then you're sitting on a chair. Yeah.
Yeah, so if I tell you that I'm sitting on a 2x2 wooden plank affixed to the ground with 4 legs with sturdy back support, I'm telling you I'm sitting in a chair. Okay?
Most
Perfect.
likely you're sitting in a chair.
Now, did I ever use the word chair?
No.
Perfect. So this is why I say that Donald Trump said he went backstage into the women's only dressing rooms. Because what did he say?
He said he never said that.
Well, the same way I never use the word chair.
Yeah, but you're speculating. See, that's
Well,
dangerous.
I'm
You're entering
speculating.
dangerous territory, and this
Listen,
is why
I'm,
too
I'm,
many
spec-
liberals.
I'm speculating just as much as you speculated when you told me that I'd be sitting on a chair if I told you I'm sitting on a 2x2 wooden plank affixed to the ground with 4 legs with sturdy back support. Okay? The reason why that's not speculation is because speculation is defined as belief with no reason. However, you would have a lot of reason to believe that I told you I'm sitting on a chair if I told you I'm sitting on a sturdy 2x2 plank affixed to the ground with 4 legs with sturdy back support, because that is the description of a chair. Very similarly, when Donald Trump says he went backstage then into an area where men weren't allowed, that he was breaking a rule by going in, where women were naked and getting undressed with no clothes on changing, okay, where he had abused the fact that he was the owner of the pageant to then do a false inspection of that space, we know that he's describing a private woman's only dressing room. And listen, the cherry on top of this is what every single woman who remembered it happening to them has said. There hasn't been a single woman nor a single girl that has come forward and claimed that this happened in a general backstage area. Every single woman and every single girl who remembered this occurring to them claimed that it happened in the dressing rooms. Even the women who were defending him. Veronica Hughes was a contestant of Miss Teen USA in 1997, and she's pro-Trump all the way, MAGA cultist. And Veronica said that, yeah, he would go into the dressing rooms, like everybody else is saying, like he said when he described it, but he'd just give us a heads up before he'd walk in and we'd all have clothes on. So in culmination, we know it was a private woman's dressing room because that's what he described, and that's what every woman said, including the pro-Trump MAGA cultist women who spoke out to defend him.
Okay, again, thank you. He gave them a heads up and they put their clothes on. Like, whatever, bro. Like, I think you're just really like hung up on this, and it's a little bit weird.
Oh, so you concede it's a dressing room. You knew it was a dressing room you knew it was a dressing room all along. And you just didn't want to say it because you knew that would mean Donald Trump sexually exploited them. But now you have an out because one of the women said that he would give them a heads up and they'd put clothes on before he'd walk in. So now you're fine with admitting that it was a dressing room. Well, the issue with the claim that, you know, they all put clothes on is that in this clip on Howard Stern's radio show, he said they have no clothes on.
Therefore, I'm inspecting it. You know, I'm inspecting. I want to make sure that
You're like a
everything
doctor.
is good.
You're there.
Yeah, the dress. Is everyone okay? You know, they're standing there with no clothes. Is everybody?
So guess what? Thank you for admitting it was a dressing room because you thought you had a way out, i.e. claiming that they were dressed. But guess what? It doesn't work because Donald Trump said they weren't. You're fucked.
He never said dressing room, and he said backstage. Stop.
Oh, so now you're just completely walking back your prior admission that sure, Dean, it happened in the dressing
Dean,
room?
let me tell you something.
Oh, wait, but you already admitted it. You can't walk that back.
Dean, I'm a professional content creator.
A professional runner?
I have been
A professional coward, a professional cult member? I know. We know.
I'm a professional content creator. Okay, I make videos for brands. Now, I have been in dressing rooms. You got to give a heads up. You go in, the girls are closed.
You have 48 followers.
I started this account yesterday.
Yeah, professional content creator.
Yeah, I just started this account yesterday.
Yeah.
I've always been the guy behind the camera. My customers are people with already big followers. You understand?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm going to Texas next month. I got a guy with 600,000 followers.
Yeah, that wouldn't make you a professional content creator to be a professional videographer, by the way.
No. I create content for other people that have followings. Does that make sense?
That's not what it means to be a content creator. You just tried to lie.
Content. I create content. I'm a content creator. Yes.
So a content creator is described as the person who who posts the content on their platform.
Yeah. I'm starting to do that now, as you just seen.
Oh, so true. With 48 followers. Huge.
Yeah, I just started like yesterday.
Huge. No, good job.
Yeah, so I just started, and by the end of next week, I'll probably have like 500. I can go live and do live edits with all my work and my clients and stuff. It's huge. Yeah, really cool. But at the same time, you know, like I also want us to kind of come together a little bit on things, you know, and not make this all about, you know, Trump's the big bad guy when he did do good things, even for you with like TikTok, for example. I mean, you've blown up on this thing. You got people listening to you left and right. You're an influential person amongst the left. Like, it's important to give certain wins to our president because I don't think he's the bad guy here, Dean. I think he actually cares about you just as much as I care about him and him succeeding in his presidency. You know what I mean? Like, we have certain needs and wants that we want on our side, and we're not getting them right now. And you know that we're not getting mass deportations. We're not. We're not getting what we want. You know this. The left has effectively organized and blocked us against getting what we want. So now...
No worries. So William L. Shire, he died a long time ago, so I don't expect you to know him. But he was a very predominant historian on the global stage because he had firsthand accounts and he reported on Hitler's regime firsthand. Okay, and that made William L. Shire a career, that made him a lot of money. It gave him a lot of success. It gave him a lot of notoriety. So would you say that we can't say Hitler's completely a bad guy because he gave careers to people like William L. Shire that reported on his wrongdoings?
Yeah, you see, you can't compare Trump to Schmittler, bro.
Okay, so this is a rule that only applies to Trump, but doesn't apply to anybody else. And I'm actually so what I'm doing is I'm not comparing Trump to Hitler. I'm just simply applying your logic in another scenario where it proves to be absurd.
Yeah, but you guys always go back to the Schmittler Hitler thing, and
well,
it's like,
I mean, Donald Trump did threaten to genocide 90 million people.
Did he do it?
Oh, no, he just threatened it. Big own.
So now you're
big own, right?
You're
he didn't actually genocide them. He just threatened to genocide them. Do you have any kids?
Dean, let me finish.
Do you have any kids?
Yes. Don't worry.
Okay, if somebody threatened to rape your kids but never did it, would you look at them with a smile on your face?
If they try to do some shit?
No, they didn't. No, they never actually tried to do it. They just threatened it.
Oh my God, Dean. The point I'm trying to make to you is...
Answer my question. If somebody threatened to rape your kids but never did it, would you look at them with a smile on your face or would you want to fucking kill them?
If they didn't actually do it and they just were threatening, I wouldn't engage in any violence, no.
But would you want to engage in violence?
No. I would look at him as a crazy person and get away from me.
Okay, so that's crazy,
Okay.
first and foremost. I think that any good parents would probably desire to engage in violence against somebody that threatened to rape their kids, regardless if they did it or not. That's just already such a red flag. But second of all, you said that it would deem them to be crazy. So can we agree here the reason why you would deem somebody to be insane if they threaten to rape kids is because raping a child is like really wrong?
Yes, and now you're making
Right.
my point. that I was about to
Here's a
make to you.
follow-up question that I have to ask
hold
you.
on, hold on,
I'm
hold
building
on,
an
hold on.
argument. Don't tell me to hold up. I'm building an argument. I'll let you speak once I'm done. Okay? Can we agree that genocide exists on that same level of child rape as like the worst things a person can do?
Yeah, genocide's pretty bad. Yes.
Okay, perfect. So then you'd also look at somebody to be insane and crazy if they threaten genocide.
Now I'm so glad you brought that up.
Right?
Because now you know how you have to handle these Arabic countries like Iran. You have to fight crazy with crazy. When they can go on live TV and constantly say death to America, burn our flag, right? Then finance proxy groups all over the world that then go and unalive and do crazy shit to our boys that were overseas over there. Let's be honest, all the IEDs were built in Iran. I mean, they found multiple bombs on bases that were manufactured in Iran. So let's not even go down that route. At the end of the day,
You're
crazy,
an IRGC
bro.
supporter.
No, they are crazy, bro.
Your logic means you should support the IRGC. Can I tell you why?
No.
I'm going to tell you
No.
why.
I'm
Because
gonna-
you just
let
said
me finish.
that Donald Trump is justified in engaging like crazy things, such as threatening a genocide of the Iranian people, because Iran and the IRGC has been fucking with us for a long time by funding proxy groups, killing our people, yada, 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 so on and so forth. Okay, but guess what? The IRGC didn't start it. The U.S. did. Why? Because the U.S. started meddling with Iran before the IRGC existed, bro. We couped their democratically elected leader in the 50s. All right?
Yes.
And then
yes,
once the
exactly.
IRGC came to power, okay, we shot down planes over Iran that killed upwards of 40 people in Iranian, let's see here, in Iranian hospitals. Okay, we made an agreement with them, and then Trump pulled us out and said, "Fuck you, Iran." We dropped bombs and tomahawks, killing 160 of their girls, 2,200 civilians as a whole. Your logic that we need to fight crazy with crazy is actually what gives justification to the IRGC, because they are fighting crazy with crazy. They are fighting U.S. imperialism that reaches back into the roots of Iran before the IRGC existed with crazy like burning the flag, like shouting and screaming death to America, so on and so forth. And
For 40 years.
that's why your argument that you're making right now amounts to support for the IRGC. I don't support the IRGC because I don't think we should fight crazy with crazy. I don't think that the IRGC is justified in killing their protesters because of U.S. imperialism. I don't think that the IRGC is justified in funding these proxy groups that kill only innocent people, okay, because of U.S. imperialism. I'm not a supporter of terrorism, right? Regardless if it comes from the IRGC or the US. But you're telling me that you do think it's justified to fight crazy with crazy. So because the US was crazy first directed towards Iran, then Iran is justified in being crazy back.
Right. And if you've seen the movie Frankenstein, the new one on Netflix, it's a good movie, by the way. If by your logic we created this Frankenstein problem, then we have to be like Victor in the movie and take out the problem, even if we did create it with good intentions or bad intentions.
Wait, you agreed with Victor trying to kill Frankenstein?
Yes.
Bro, you're just straight up a villain.
No, I'm not.
Dude, the point of Victor trying to kill Frankenstein in the new movie, and like in the book and other renditions of the book, okay, was to paint Victor as a villain and Frankenstein as like this morally vague character that we kind of like because of how Victor tried to hurt him so much by killing him. Like the takeaway from Victor trying to kill Frankenstein is not supposed to be fuck Frankenstein, W. Victor. Like, you're legit a villain. It's not even just politics, okay?
No.
It's
One of the
also it's also film and literature. And I should correct myself here. This is a blunder on my end. Frankenstein is not the monster. The monster's name is just the monster. Victor's last name is Frankenstein. But that aside, you're the fucking villain. What is wrong with you?
No, and if you watch the movie carefully, there is a scene where Victor himself got a little bit nervous around the beast. Okay, specifically when he was trying to communicate with him normally, and then obviously he got more abusive with him because he was realizing that he just wasn't getting anywhere with him under his current method and he created a monster. What I'm saying is, if we created the monster, then we have to be similar to Victor and take care of the problem. If that's the case, by your logic, we created this issue in the Middle East, then now we're tying up loose ends.
Bro, like,
similar.
I don't know
similar
why,
to
but
how
this just makes
Qatar-
me. I don't
No,
know
no,
why.
but
This just makes me want to kick the guest. Like it's
All right, you
it's
can
like
kick me, bro, it's
he's
fine.
not even just crazy about politics. He's crazy about everything. Even something like non-political, such as the Frankenstein movie. He thinks that Victor was the good guy, right? So what this tells me is that there's just no possible way I will ever be able to reach him. If
I
he's
never said
crazy,
he was the good
not
guy.
just about his support for Trump, but about everything, and that craziness extends into his interpretation of film, then I will not be able to reach him on any level. So I just gotta kick him. We just gotta move on. He can't be reached at all. At all, he can't be reached. We're gonna go to get that next guest loaded up in here. Holy shit, that dude's nuts. Only hop inside of the queue if you happen to be an American adult that supports Donald J. Trump as president. Make sure that you're following the rules of the lie. Watching that new Frankenstein movie, because let me tell you folks, it is one for the ages. It was by far my favorite movie of 2025. I loved it so much that I was tracking it all the way to the Oscars, and I was just so happy when it won one. Great movie. Check it out if you haven't already. It's absolutely stunning. We're going to go to get that next guest loaded up into the box. Support me in the stream, by the way. You can find my Venmo, my PayPal, and the link tree in my bio on TikTok. Dean Withers without the E right there. And it's in the pinned message over on YT. There's a handful of incredibly kind people that I do have to thank, and I'm going to do that here in a moment. But that guy just wanted to come up here and slur. Listen, dude, I understand that you have the brain of maybe a 3-year-old and the cognizance of a 2-year-old. But, you know, just emotionally lashing out by hurling slurs at people that prove you wrong is a pretty bad look for yourself. And it's just a bad look for MAGA in general, because what that tells the average apolitical viewer of the stream is that MAGA can't, like, intellectually debate, converse, or change minds. You could just, like, hate people when they think differently than you. Anyways, let's go to get that next guest loaded up into the box right now. Let me see who's next. We got Alex Castleman joining on Venmo. Thank you, Joshua, for the $2. I appreciate you. Rosemary for the $5 for the grift, according to the last guest. Yes, I'm a grifter. Haley, thank you for the $1. Then Elena, thank you for the $10. She says, I wasn't going to donate today, but this guy is scum, and you deserve this for even trying to have a conversation with him. Bro, he sucked. I'm not going to lie. He was terrible. But Elena, I really appreciate you. Thank you for the $10 donation. Show some love to Elena in that chat. Same thing to Devin, D-E-V-I-N. Thank you for the $10. I appreciate you. He says, somebody check on that one girl who's taking a hit every time you cook, because damn, that was brutal. Bro, for real. Somebody check in on Abby. Yo, bro. Abby, are you okay? Are you still alive? We need to make sure Abby's chilling. Yo, what's up, Alex? Do you support Trump?
Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah. Are you MAGA?
I used to be, but I just want to say I definitely am really thinking about my political views after Trump and the whole Iran war has been...
I love to hear it. And please, I'm not kicking you because I hate you, I dislike you, I have any ill will towards you whatsoever. And I appreciate you so much for sharing that with us. I love it. I'm kicking you because we're only looking to talk to people that still do support Trump. I think that you're awesome, bro. Good on you. In fact, you could say that I'm kicking you because you're just simply too cool. You're too base to be on the stream. Let's go to get that next guest loaded up into the box right now. Amy, this is on Venmo. Thank you for the $10. Who says funds for lawyers because you totally unalive the caller. Thank you for the $10, Amy. Show some love to Amy. Love it. Fussy, thank you so much for the $11 donation. I appreciate you, Fussy. Show some love to Fussy down below in that chat while we're still looking for that next guest. Good to see you today, brother. He says, hey, Dean, good to see you, brother. Same to you. And I appreciate you for your support. Ween Dithers, thank you for the $10. Who says, salutations, Dean Withers. I'm Ween Dithers, and I do enjoy Trump as president. Okay, well, somebody spent $10 on a unfunny troll. Well, I guess if it's unfunny, then why am I laughing? Okay, thank you for the $10. As well as Rico, R-I-C-O, thank you for the $15 donation on Venmo, who says, this was the most hilarious moment of quote-unquote caught red-handed that I've ever seen. Roast these MAGA tools. Thank you, Rico. I appreciate you, brother, man. Thank you. And then Keela, thank you for the 5. Amanda, thank you for the 5. Happy birthday, Farm Sim Kid, if you happen to be watching. And then Keela, thank you for the $20, who says, hey, my friend supports Trump and I was wondering if I could get advice. Oh, wait, I thanked you earlier. Well, I'm going to thank you again. Thank you for the support, Keela. We are all caught up on Venmo. We still have quite a few people to thank on Super Chat and PayPal, but let's go ahead and redirect our primary focus to trying to get another Trump supporter loaded up into the box. On Super Chat, thank you, Tori, for the $20, who says, wait, this man has kids. Would he leave his daughter alone with Trump knowing the accusations that Trump has against him? The answer to that question would undoubtedly be yes, just by the way. The guy would absolutely leave his kids around Trump. I don't even need to have him up on here to answer that question, 110%. And holy shit, we have 3 huge donations on Super Chat. Like, holy fuck. Wow. FamCam, thank you so much for the 50. Thomas, thank you so much for the 50. And then Ma Witch, thank you so much for the 120. Bro, I want you guys to show some love to FamCam, Thomas, and Witch down below in that comment section. What the fuck? Thank you. You guys, thank you so very much for the love and support. I don't even know what to say. You guys have been so fucking down today. Calm the fuck down, dude. Be quiet, little boy. Thank you. I want to see at least 1,300 Ma Witch W's in that chat, 500 Thomas W's, and 500 FamCam W's. Ma Witch with a $120 donation didn't leave an attached message. Ma Witch, just know that I really appreciate you so much. And then Thomas with a $50 says he went backstage and then he went into the dressing rooms. That's the point I was trying to communicate to the guest, but he didn't hear me. Okay, he was too dense. And then FamCam with the $50 says the quote-unquote locker room talk narrative is such BS. I've played a bunch of sports in my youth and spent a lot of time in locker rooms. Never once did any of us joke or brag about the abuse of women. It's not locker room talk. It's loser/monster behavior. I know, right? Me too, FamCam. I grew up playing a bunch of fucking sports, and I never heard that. Maybe it's just because the people that I chose to surround myself with weren't violent degenerates. You know? Thank you guys so much for the love. Thank you. It's just so kind. Same thing to you, Jessica. Thank you for the $20, who says, American Iranian woman here. All of these MAGA views on this war are offensive and just pure bullshit. Period. Keep kicking ass, Dean. Thank you, Jessica. Let's get to it at Jessica W's. Thank you. And then Jones with the 10 says, Dean be out here seal clubbing like it's a COD lobby. Dude, I know, Jones. I got the bots on recruit difficulty out here. Bro, give me a challenge on God. Thank you. Show some love to all the people on Super Chat. Let's quickly catch up over on PayPal. Thank you for the $15, who says, I went to a DSA meeting and now I'm confused on what a liberal is. Dean, what's your definition of a liberal? Well, I mean, I just understand a liberal to be distinct from a leftist in the sense that if you believe in socialism or communism, you're a leftist. But if you're like on the American left, yet you uphold some variant of capitalism, i.e. social democracy even, you're a liberal. I distinct them based upon the economic mechanisms in which you believe would be best. Thank you for the $15 and good question, M. Molly with the $10, who says that last guy is why we choose the bear. Completely, Molly. I understand. Thank you for the love. Wendy, thank you for the $10 as well. Who says fuck this caller? Yeah, fuck that guy. He was a menace. Thank you for the thank you for the $10, Wendy. Mohammed, thank you for the $5. Kelly, thank you for the 1. Sarah, thank you for the 4. Then Cameron, thank you for the $10 as well. He says, I've been watching for a while, but this is my first time donating. Watching your lives has been getting me through a bunch of shit. Thank you, Cameron. You were awesome. I'm so happy that the live streams help you out. Same thing to Chloe, who says, hey, Dean, I love all your vids and I watch your live all the time. I want to be just like you with your knowledge. I've been able... ... to change the minds of a few MAGA people. That is awesome, Chloe. I'm so proud of you. Dude, I love to hear that. You guys are awesome. Shout out to Chloe. Tracy, thank you so much for the $12. Micah, thank you so much for the $10. Fasi, thank you for the $10. Thank you, you guys. And then we just have one last person to thank for now, then we'll hop back into the debates. And this comes from SJ. Thank you so much for the $50 donation on PayPal. Thank you. Thank you so much, SJ. You are in here nearly every day. And, you know, I just love you to bits and pieces. I want you guys to please show so much love to SJ in that comment section. SJ with the 50 says the difference that you make isn't just about changing the minds of Trump supporters. Some of us find comfort in the person that you are after having a long, tiring day. You're a breath of fresh air during stressful times. I'm glad you exist. We'll always have love for you, SJ. I'm so very grateful for you. You were just such a kind person. Thank you for the kind words and the incredibly kind donation. Show some love to all the donors. I appreciate y'all for the patience. Be a normal person. All right, come on. You look like a loser.
No,
what
I don't.
Are you doing?
No, I don't. Anyway, so no, I'm not close to turning over to your side, buddy. Liam, that's what he told me.
Okay, Phil.
No, stop calling me that, bro. No.
Phil, I'm not going to do this with you today.
No, let's debate. No, let's debate.
I'm not
Come
going to
on.
allow you to berate me, Phil.
Let's debate. Don't be scared, buddy.
I don't think that debating you gets us anywhere.
It actually does, because I've beat you in every debate, and you haven't ever beat me in a debate. It's fine.
I beat you in every
Stop
debate.
mocking me. Stop
Sounds
mocking me.
stupid.
No, I don't.
Yes,
I
you do.
actually
I beat
am.
you in every debate.
I have.
swear, I beat you in every debate.
Have I
Cornball.
not? Have I not?
You're
No,
not
stop
cornball.
with the cornball stuff, bro. You started that.
Cornball.
Stop with that, bro.
Stop with
Stop
that.
with
Stop with
that,
that.
bro.
Cornball. Fuck off.
That's why I'm on mission 3, buddy.
Tell us why you support Trump. Cornball.
I support Trump because deportation is great for national security. Can we get a line off of my screen, please?
Hey,
Anyway,
DD,
so-
I appreciate you so much for the Leon the Kitten. I appreciate you. Okay, how so?
So
How's
anyway-
deportation great for national security?
Because it's better to know who's in here than not.
Couldn't we identify them faster if we gave them amnesty compared to chasing them down, possibly killing them, then deporting them to get tortured in another country?
Where's your evidence that they're getting tortured in other countries?
CCOT, Human Rights Watches from the UN and across the globe have indicated that they are experiencing torture. Abrigo Garcia testified to the fact that he was forced to kneel from 9 p.m. until 6 a.m. and when he fell, he was beat by the guards. And that same testimony is shared by hundreds of other inmates, including minors.
Can you give me a source?
Yeah, for sure. After you answer my question.
What was your question?
Can we agree that we'd be able to identify everybody in the country faster if we offered undocumented immigrants a pathway to residency or citizenship, something that they'd like, compared to chasing them down to deport them to a place where they might be tortured in another
Well,
country, something
why
they
would
wouldn't
we
like?
give them amnesty if they came into the country illegally? So they
Because it'd be
committed a
better for
crime?
national security.
No, but they already committed a crime coming. into
By the way, my sources, if you go on Google, you type in Human Rights Watch, quote unquote, you've arrived in hell. The first source that you will get is from humanrightswatch.org, going over the torture in CCOT. Now, to answer your question, once again, you said, why should we offer them amnesty? Well, for reasons of national security. We need to know everybody who's in our country, and that's the easiest way.
That's not the. That's your opinion. If it's the easiest way. If it was
Well, no,
the
it's a
easiest
fact,
way,
because it's something that the millions of undocumented immigrants here would be on board with and willing to comply with, compared to mass deportation, that they are not on board with and do not want to comply with.
Yeah, of course they're not going to agree with getting deported, but that's what that's what you get.
But is
when
it
you
easier
come
to
into
do
the country.
something if the person you're doing it to wants it to happen, or if the person you're doing it to does not want it to happen?
Well, obviously, if they want it to happen, but that doesn't change.
Okay,
the fact
so
that they
therefore you agree that amnesty would be easier than deportation, right? Because it's
I
something
mean,
that
yeah,
would
it'd
happen.
probably be easier. For
Okay,
them
and if
to-
it's easier, why wouldn't it be faster?
It doesn't matter. It's just that they committed a crime. So they
Wait, if it
deserve
doesn't matter, well then you don't support mass deportation, because the reason
I
that you
did.
gave insofar as why you support mass deportation is it matters because we need to identify everybody in the country. Well, now you're telling me it doesn't matter that mass amnesty would be able to identify everybody in the country faster. So, pick your poison. Do you care about identifying everybody in the country, therefore you
do.
support amnesty? Or do you not care about identifying everybody in the country and therefore you support deportation and punish people for their crimes?
Both, a little bit of both. You
can't have a
honestly-
little bit of both. These two things are mutually exclusive. If you really care about identifying everybody in the country, you believe that it is such an integral thing to do for the importance of national security, then you would be a supporter of mass amnesty because we'd be able to identify everybody here faster.
Right, but okay, yeah, all right. You know what? I agree with you. Then we should give them amnesty, but then punish them for coming into the country illegally.
Okay, how should we punish them?
Send them to jail.
Send them to jail, but we shouldn't send Trump to jail for raping E. Jean Carroll.
Oh, we should send Trump to jail.
So Trump should be president from jail.
Yeah, put a cage around his desk.
Okay, yeah, all right, there you go. You lost.
I didn't lose. I literally said give him.
If he should be in
Put him
jail,
in
then he
jail.
shouldn't be president.
Nope, not true at all.
So
He's
those
president,
two
so he
things.
can't go to jail. Actually,
Those two things are mutually exclusive. Yeah, exactly.
They're not though. They're not.
Well, I mean, you just said that presidents can't go to jail. And he should be in jail, therefore he shouldn't be president.
I don't know if he should be in jail. I mean,
Okay, well then, yeah, you'd argue that people should go to jail for
convicted, not
victimless misdemeanor, but they shouldn't go to jail for rape?
it was a civil case, by the way.
Yeah, okay. And what does that mean? Why should we doubt it? Because it was a civil case. Tell me.
Oh no, I'm not saying why should we doubt. I'm just saying.
Okay, so then we believe that he's a
jail
rapist, and you're telling me he shouldn't be in jail. So people shouldn't go to jail for rape, but people should go to jail for undocumented entry. By the way, undocumented entry is
No, they should both
prosecuted
go to jail.
prosecuted inside of a civil court. Okay, so because Donald Trump should go to jail, and you can't be president from jail, then Donald Trump shouldn't be
Donald
president.
Trump shouldn't go to jail.
Okay, well then,
president can't
so
go to jail.
then you're yielding a contradiction here because you're arguing that rapists shouldn't go to jail, but first-time undocumented immigrants should. So you think that coming into this country as an undocumented immigrant is worse and deserving of more punishment than rape?
Nope, not what I said.
Okay, well then why do you think that the undocumented immigrant should be punished harsher than the rapist?
Trump actually was never convicted of rape. He was actually, it literally said on the court document, rape, no, and then like a couple other things, yeah.
Okay, perfect. Do you agree that the definition of rape would include the penetration of a woman's vagina with a man's fingers unconsensually?
I don't know the definition of it, so I can't tell you.
Would the definition of rape include the penetration of a woman's vagina with a man's penis? Unconsensually?
Is that the definition? What's the definition then?
Dude, can we agree that if a man penetrates a woman's vagina with his penis unconsensually, it's rape?
Yeah.
Can we agree that if a man penetrates a woman's vagina with his fingers unconsensually, it's rape?
Yeah.
Okay,
I'd
so then
say
you
so,
do
yeah.
think that the court found him guilty of rape because the court concluded that he forcefully penetrated E. Jean Carroll's vagina with his fingers unconsensually. They just legally classified it as SA, not rape, because the definition of rape in the court at that time was a penetration of the vagina with a penis, not the penetration of the vagina with the fingers. But we just agreed that what they consider to be sexual abuse is what we consider to be rape.
So that's the only reason why it wasn't rape?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you can't say that he was convicted of rape if he, like, no matter what your opinion on what rape is, which I guess I agree with you, but no matter what your opinion is, they said no on the court.
I actually can. Because because of the transitive law of logic. If A equals B and B equals C, then A equals C. Sexual abuse, which is what they held him liable for, equals forcefully penetrating her vagina with his fingers unconsensually, and forcefully penetrating her vagina with his fingers unconsensually equals rape, which is what you just agreed to. So if A equals B and B equals C, then A equals C. Sexual abuse equals rape within this context. So therefore, if we can say that the court determined that he sexually abused Miss Carroll, and A equals C, sexual abuse equals rape, sexual abuse is therefore identical to rape in this scenario, then we can also say that the court determined that he raped E. Jean Carroll.
Right, but you also shouldn't, say that he was convicted of rape if he wasn't. No matter what your A plus B.
But you just agreed that the thing that he was convicted of is identical to rape. Therefore, he was convicted of rape.
And bro, like you're just trying to manipulate my mind, bro. Like
I'm just using logic.
No, it's not logic. It's manipulation.
It's literally a law of logic. The transitive law of logic. It literally is.
You're saying A plus C equals B, bro. Like,
no, I said if A equals B and B equals C, then A equals C. A is sexual abuse. B is forcefully penetrating somebody's vagina with your fingers without consent. C is rape. A equals B. Sexual abuse equals forcefully penetrating somebody's vagina without their consent with your fingers. And then B equals C. Forcefully penetrating somebody's vagina without their consent with your fingers equals rape. Therefore, A equals C. Sexual abuse equals rape. Therefore, if we can say that the court held him civilly liable for sexual abuse, and A equals C, sexual abuse equals rape, they're identical to one another, then we could also say that the court held him civilly liable for rape.
So yes or no, did the court on the paper, did it say yes to rape or no to rape?
It said no to their strict and narrow legal definition of the word rape, but we don't use that definition of the word rape, and we both agreed to that by agreeing that if a woman has her vagina forcefully penetrated by a man's fingers without consent, then it's rape.
Right, but that still doesn't mean he was convicted of it, because technically he wasn't.
Well,
no matter what our opinions are.
It does matter what our opinions are, because in accordance with the way that we define rape, he absolutely was convicted of rape.
Okay, so right,
It's not the way that the court defines it, but the way we defined it, it absolutely was.
So right, if I get like a speeding ticket and I'm like, technically under mine and your view, I wasn't speeding. Could we say that I didn't get a speeding ticket?
You'd get a speeding ticket in accordance with the legal definition of speeding. Now, maybe not in accordance with your definition of speeding. So what we'd say here is that I wasn't speeding, but I still got a speeding ticket. Right? But that's a bad example, because usually the way that we use the word speeding colloquially is reflective of the law. But the way that we use the word rape colloquially is not reflective of the law in many scenarios.
Right, but still,
how about this? Give me your definition of the word speeding.
In what context?
Well, I mean, just in the general usage of the term. The definition of speeding in the general usage of the term would be what? Going above the allotted speed limit by the state. So our definition of the word speeding colloquially is quite literally reflective of the state's definition of speeding by definition, right? But our definition of the word rape is not, breaking the law and committing rape as defined by the law. No, our definition of the word rape would be about unconsensual sexual intercourse and penetration. It wouldn't be like breaking the law, right? Because even before states existed, okay, you could still rape somebody even though there were no laws to punish those that did rape. That means that our definition of the word rape is not reflective of the law.
Right, but either way, he technically was not convicted of it, so you can't say that he was, convicted of.
So the
rape.
reason why
That's
I
all
say
I'm
that he's
saying.
convicted of rape is because of the way that we define rape, not because of the way that the law defines rape.
Yeah, but okay, so then under our view, maybe he was he raped her, but that doesn't mean he was convicted of raping her. Big difference.
Well, the thing that he was convicted of is something that is under our view rape.
I mean, I guess, but if he actually did that, then yeah, I mean, I consider that rape. Yeah.
Okay, and you agreed that he did do that, right?
Do I agree that he did that? I think that I don't know if he did that.
Okay, why don't you know?
Because I wasn't there to see it. Were you there to see it?
No, you were there to see the Holocaust. Are you a Holocaust denier?
I wasn't there to see it. I don't know. I mean, what, bro? I wasn't there. I like what, bro? I mean, history says it's true, so I mean, I agree with it, but like, I believe it's true because history says it's true. By the way.
Okay, so you're not a Holocaust denier.
When did I say I was?
Just to clarify, you're not a Holocaust denier, even though you weren't there to personally witness it. So therefore, you don't need to be there to personally witness things in order to believe that they occurred.
No, because what history book says Trump did that?
Okay, well, I mean, him raping E. Jean Carroll wouldn't be like a fixture of like history as described by historians. It'd be as described by us and the law, right? Because they inevitably held him civilly liable for it in a court.
Right, but civilly liable doesn't. What was the evidence in that case that he actually did that?
Yeah, sure. The fact that she kept the same consistent testimony for 30 years straight, as corroborated by 4 of her friends and medical records from the 90s. The fact that she kept the dress that she was raped in by him, said it had his DNA in it, submitted it to the court, proved it had male DNA in it. Then when it came time for Trump to submit his DNA to be tested against the DNA in the dress, he refused to. Why would an innocent man refuse to exonerate himself? Okay, you also have the inconsistencies and lies within his own testimony. He lied and claimed that he would never do that to her because she wasn't his type, then confused a picture of her to be his ex-wife Marla Maples, who was his type. He lied in saying that he could never do that to her because he never met her, but then she submitted a picture of them together to the court. Okay, you also have external evidence, like the fact in 2005 he said that he likes to do what he did to her, okay, by saying that he could just grab women by their vaginas without asking first, he could just throw himself on them. That's what the court proved he did to E. Jean Carroll. Then other character priors, such as other instances of sexual violence, the best predictive measure of the future is the past. Okay, Donald Trump has engaged in other counts of sexual violence and admitted to them, such as he did on Howard Stern's radio show in 2005, where he said that he sexually exploited beauty pageant contestants and he found it funny. Okay, and the fact that he walked away from sexually exploiting other people and finding it funny and cool also increases the probability on its own, because it shows that he is more likely to do it again, or it's more likely that he has done it on other occasions, because he doesn't like frown on himself for engaging in sexual violence. He applauds himself for engaging in sexual violence, and typically people do things that they applaud themselves for doing more than once.
Right, so, but, I mean, that's a lot of, I don't know, man, like, you're just...
just cooking. The word is cooking.
Not cooking anything, you're just flopping back and forth, to be honest, like, you can't say...
What do you mean? What do you mean flapping back and forth? I don't know what that means, Phil. Can you help educate me, Phil?
Just stop calling me that! We're debating! We're debating! We're debating, bro!
I'm just a dumb Trump supporter. I don't know what it means to flop back and forth.
Stop! We're debating!
Look at this crazy liberal getting all worked up.
Shut up!
Oh, they're getting so mad. They're getting so mad. It's crazy liberals losing his shit.
No, you're the crazy.
Ain't the crazy liberal can't handle the facts.
Bro, stop! Stop!
I bet if you took those beanie offs, we'd see some blue hair. We'd see some blue hair. Can we say your blue hair, your septum
I don't
piercing?
have. I bet no. I don't have blue hair.
No,
bro.
that's
Come
just
on.
because you're crazy liberal.
I'm not.
You're
I'm not a crazy. I'm
liberal.
not a liberal.
Yes, you are. You're crazy liberal, Phil.
I'm not Phil. No, bro. We're debating, and you got to jump to this, bro. I'm cooking you so hard that you got to jump to, bro. Yeah. Yeah, this is what I'm talking about, bro. No, you're crazy. No, you're crazy. You're actually crazy, and this is why you need to be deplatformed, bro. No, you're crazy. There's something wrong with you. Like, genuinely, there's something wrong with you. Dude, we're in the middle of a debate, and you just start, like, no, bro, like, dude, stop! Dude, I can't do this no more.
Chandler, thank you so much for the $20 donation over on Venmo. I want to see 200 Chandler W's down below in that comment section. Chandler with a $20 says, "Is Phil trying to figure out the hypotenuse or something?" Thank you for the $20, Chandler. Let's get to it at Chandler W's. Emily, thank you for the $25 donation, who says, "This boy giving Creed a bad name. He's more than 6 foot from the edge. Stupid Phil." Thank you for the $25, Emily. Let's get 250 Emily W's. Thank you, Emily and Chandler. You guys are awesome. Wayne Dithers, thank you for the $5. Alex, thank you for the 15, who says, "Dean, I love you and everything that you do." Oh, dude, thank you. Alex, show some love to Alex. Thank you so much. You were very kind. Abby with the $4 and the 20 cents says, Phil. This guy, Phil, is why I'm high. Dude, Abby's in the clouds. And then Austin, thank you for the $10. I appreciate you so much for that love, Austin. Keith with the $2 says, "Corn Phil." John with the $10. Thank you so much, John. I really appreciate you so much, John. Show some love to John. And by the way, I completely agree with your evaluation there. And then Joseph, thank you for the $25 for having the patience to put up with these assets. Thank you, Joseph. I want to see 250 Josephs. Thank you. Thank you so much, man. I really appreciate you. Thank you so much. And then Michael, thank you so much for the $20, who says, "As a business, I'm so glad that last guest outed himself as a quote-unquote content creator so that I will never use his business." Yeah, I hope nobody ever uses his business again. Thank you for the $20, Michael. And then Karen, thank you for the $10. Once again, calling that last guest awful. Bro, he sucks so much. I appreciate you guys so much for all the love. Show some love to all of our donors over there in Venmo. Appreciate you guys so very much. On PayPal, thank you so much, Madeline, for the $10.
Shut up!
What?
You're talking and talking and talking, and you never shut up, bro. All you do is blabber. That's all you do, bro. You flap your lips all day long about donations that nobody gives a damn about, buddy. Like, will you stop? Come on, we're in the middle of a debate, and you're sitting here and you're disrespecting me for what?
I never understand why people say that nobody gives a damn about the words that leave my mouth.
Nobody!
When we have 22,000 live viewers.
Bro, they're all bots. You bot your viewers, bro. It's cool. Thanks, bro.
The Jordan Center and IPSOS did a poll on the people's favorite influencers, and I came fourth of the top Democratic influencers, excluding politicians, behind Susan Hambert, I think was her name, CNN anchor, and then Stephen Colbert and Jimmy Kimmel. But nobody cares?
No, yes, nobody cares, bro. You bot your viewers. It's
so
fine.
is that?
It's
So did
fine.
I buy that poll too?
Yeah, I bet you did. I mean,
But I thought that IPSOS was reliable.
Bro, I bet no. I don't even know what the hell that is, but it's not reliable.
Because you don't do
obviously.
research. If you ever
I
did
do
research on,
You're paid by the DNC, buddy, and that's why you're on that.
Oh
top
my
poll.
God. Okay, this guy's just nuts. Hey, shut up, buddy. Thank you,
I'm
Brian,
not
for the
nuts.
galaxy. Well, I
No,
continue to thank my donors. Madeline, thank you for the $10. Sammy, thank you for the Desert Cooper. I really appreciate you, Sammy. Madeline with the 10 says, "Can you please check out hashtag Project Save America, hashtag Project Save Humanity, and help us spread the word?" I'll check it out. I will check that out, Madeline. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you. As well as Sarah, thank you for the $9. I appreciate you. Who says, "I sent $9 specifically because it's been 9 years since I was assaulted. Hearing you supporting and believing women makes a difference." Thank you so much, Sarah, and I'm so sorry to hear that happened to you. I really appreciate you for the love. Thank you so much. Same thing to you, Jesse. Thank you for the $5. And holy fuck, Christopher, thank you so much for the $100 on PayPal. I want to see 1,000 Christopher W's. That is crazy. Thank you so much, man. Christopher with 100 says, "Dean, here's a gift again. I enjoy your debates. You give me talking points when I get into this discussion with people. These Trump supporters just toss rape aside. They just don't get a victim and doesn't want to come out immediately because they're fucking crazy. I mean, look at this Trump supporter. He can't even
I'm
hold
not
himself
crazy.
back from screaming, 'Shut up!' and calling all the viewers fake
Stop.
because he's nuts. He's lost his
bro.
goddamn mind. Thank you for
Bro,
the $100, Christopher. I want to see
no.
1,000 Christopher W's. Thank you Thank you. I appreciate you. As well, Zumba, thank you for the $10. Jade, thank you for the $10 saying beep, beep, boop, I'm a bot. Thank you so much, Jay. And then Zumba with the 10 says, I thought he said he went to therapy for his anger issues. Hashtag Phil. Clearly he did it, quite frankly. Thomas, thank you for the $30. He says, here, I thought that we were making progress. I feel like we could have saved him. Oh, well, it quickly went off the rails, Thomas. But thank you for the $30. Let's get 300 Thomas W's. And then Bid with a 20 Canadian dollars who says, is this guy like Francis from Deadpool? It's like he's so mad that somebody found his name. No, he's just always pissed, bro. That's Phil. And then Meow, thank you for the $20. He says, can't think his brain is being suffocated by the million beanies he's wearing right now. Yeah, maybe if he took the million beanies off, he'd be able to think a little bit better.
It's not
Too much pressure, man. And then Kitty, thank you so much for the $50 on Super Chat. Let's get 500 Kitty W's. Kitty with a 50, thank you. Says, hello, Dean Withers. Thank you for spreading your knowledge all over us and filling us up with awareness. Sending love from Arizona. Thank you so much for the love, Kenny. You are awesome. W's for Kenny down below in that chat. As well as Tori, thank you for the $50 as well, who says, tell this man-child to stop being so emotional. Hey, man-child, calm down. As well as Reverend, thank you for the $10. You are awesome. And then Angelina with the 28 Canadian dollars, who says, hey, Dean, just checking in. As much love as always. Hope you're having a good day. I'm having a great day, Angelina. Thank you for the 27 Canadian dollars. And then Feisty with the $10 says, Phil, I'm real. All of the bots are just coming out in action.
No, dude, stop, bro. Can we have some damn respect? Some damn respect, bro, please. Come on, man. You gotta have some sort of respect on this damn live stream, and you don't, bro. All you do is come on here and just call me the P word for what? Are you like entertained from this or something?
Well,
like, bro.
The thing is like, I don't even do so intentionally with malice.
No, yes, you do.
No,
My name is obviously right here, and you can't read, obviously.
I'm like legit trying to tell you, like I'm being honest. I'm not even trolling. I don't even call you Phil with like intentional malice. It just like,
look at my name.
It just so happens to be.
Can you read this right here? Can you read this right here?
I was actually like having a good debate with you, and then we kind of got derailed by this.
Because you called me the P word!
All right, I want to try to change your mind, dude. If you could respond to the last point that I made, I'd really appreciate that.
I don't even know your last point!
My last point was that you said that if Donald Trump raped somebody, he should be in jail. Then you accept that he did rape somebody. And then you also said that, well, he can't be president if he's in jail. Well, then given that you think he should be in jail, then you wouldn't support him as president. Like, we were just really close. We were just really, really close to having you convert.
Bro, I don't even know what you're talking about. Like, dude, like, no, you're just calling me the P word, and now I'm distracted, and now I can't even process thinking now.
It's fine. Take a moment. Calm down.
I know, because then I have to listen to you read donations for an hour, bro. No. Like, dude, I'm really just so riled up right now, and you don't understand, bro. Like, I'm just so, like,
hey, kid.
Dude.
One could say that you're frustrated.
What are you smiling for, bro? Nothing here's funny. Like, dead ass. Like, bro, I'm actually trying to fucking have a debate, and you just can't fucking have any respect, and it's fucking annoying.
Fucking?
Stop fucking smiling, bro. I'm not.
Tina, thank you for the Falcon. I appreciate you, Tina.
What the hell?
Show some love to Tina down below for the Falcon. I appreciate you.
The Falcon is not funny, bro.
Falcon? Funny? Not funny?
Will you have some damn respect on this fucking life? Like,
on the fucking?
Now, where were we, bro? What is funny? Like, deadass, what is funny?
Oh, nothing. Yeah, okay, let's get back to the debate. Where we were at was as follows. You accepted Trump raped Eugene Carroll. You accepted rapists should be in jail. And you accepted Trump should be in jail. And you also accepted that if he's president, he can't be in jail. So because you think he should be in jail, and that can't happen if he's president, then you'd accept that he shouldn't be president.
No, he should be president because he
So then rapists shouldn't be in jail?
Should he be in jail?
No, you said, well, if he should be president, then rapists shouldn't be in jail.
No, they should be in jail. They should
this is a contradiction. You cannot simultaneously believe that this rapist should be out of jail while also believing that this rapist should be in jail, right? Also, I'm sorry. I just got a little bit distracted in the middle of that sentence. Somebody paid for a bot to send a bunch of accounts to spam Trump for the win in the comment section. They are all bot accounts, everybody. And to the person who bought those bots, thank you, because the more comments that we get on the live stream, the more it shoots out of far and across that For You page. Meaning the more people we'll be able to bring in here and the more minds we'll be able to change. So thank you for spending money on something that will only help us change more minds. Go ahead, Phil.
Fucking stop!
Oh my god, I didn't even do it intentionally! I didn't even do it intentionally!
No, bro, no.
I didn't! No, I didn't! I didn't do it intentionally! I'm not trolling! I did not do it. Okay. I did not do it. No! I don't want to derail it! I don't want to derail it again! On God, I didn't do it intentionally. No, I'm not lying. On God, I'm not lying.
You're lying. Why would you call me that?
No, I'm sorry. No. I don't want
What
this
did
to
I
happen
ever
again.
do?
I don't want this to happen again. Just respond to the points that I made about the debate.
What did I ever do?
You didn't do anything. I'm sorry. Just respond to the points that I made about the debate, please.
I've never done anything to you ever. All I've done is come up here and have debates, and I've had actual respect for you, bro.
Dude, listen, I actually didn't mean to do that. Like, listen, okay,
You're
clearly
lying.
clearly at other points in the conversation, okay, I did intentionally call you Phil to like get a rise out of you. Clearly, right? But that I didn't intentionally call you Phil then.
You're doing it on purpose, bro.
No, I actually not that time. I didn't.
You literally are, and I actually can't do this.
I know that it derails the debate. I don't want to derail the debate because I have you in a position where you essentially have to concede your support for Trump. I don't want to distract from that.
You obviously don't. Obviously, I'm beating you in the debate because you just keep on calling me this fucking word that I just can't get out of my head. Like, why? Why do you guys do this shit to me? Every single one of you guys on this live shit, dude. No, I'm done.
He left? Okay. Bye, Phil. I did it again. See, I'm telling you, it's not intentional. If I did that intentionally, then like why would I? He's not even on the panel. Like I just like straight up like his name is Phil, dude. We're gonna go ahead and get the next guest loaded up into the box right now. Only hop inside of the queue if you happen to be an American adult that supports Donald J. Trump as president, please and thank you. He's gone. He ran away. That's unfortunate too because I feel like we were right there. Man, I'm on the edge. We could change his mind. Poor Phil. All right, let's go to get that next guest loaded up into the box. Only hop inside of the queue if you happen to be MAGA, please and thank you. Only hop inside of the queue if you happen to be MAGA, please and thank you. Here we go, everybody. Let me know how your day's been so far down below in that comment section for all of the lovely friends we got hanging out with us in here. We got Rob loaded up right now. We'll also try to get some other people loaded in because, quite frankly, it doesn't look like Rob is connecting. So, Rob, I hope you have a great rest of your day there, man. We got Jackson loading up in. I guess it is probably time that we put the rules back up on the screen too. In order to join, you got to be 18 plus American and MAGA. Those are the rules. Don't break them. All right. Jackson isn't loading in.
I love Trump. I really love Donald J. Trump, and I'm ready to debate you this time for real. I'm ready. I'm ready.
I'm actually not going to immediately kick you. Fish Girl,
I'm ready, Dean Withers.
Listen.
I'm ready.
You piss me off. Can I tell you why?
Excuse you. Excuse you.
You piss me off. I want to tell you why.
Excuse you, Dean
Because
Withers.
you've been coming up here. You've been pulling some little stunts. And then you go and post the recording on your TikTok. And you get like 300,000 views.
You're mad. You're mad. You're mad.
But it's just like... It's like every time, like, but there's just like, it just doesn't make sense. Like, it's brain rot. It's just straight brain rot. Like,
because I'm in it, and
you come up here, you say that you support Trump, and then I'm like, oh no, you don't. You're Fish Girl. You don't support Trump, and then you post it, and then it gets 400,000 views. Like, why?
Because I made you. I'm giving you a platform. Are you ready to debate now, Dean Withers?
Are you ready to get banned now, Fish Girl?
No, please don't.
She turned into a pterodactyl. Okay, we got Gary loaded up in right now. Gary! It's loading in. What's up? Do you support Trump? Well, I don't think Gary is here, but we can hear him driving in the background, so we're going to go ahead and kick him out, quite frankly. Only up inside of the queue if you happen to be an American adult that supports Donald J. Trump as president. Please make sure that you are following the rules of the live. Thank you for following the rules of the live. Why don't we go ahead and put them up on that middle of the phone screen? Thank you. By the way, if you do want to support the live and support me, you can find my Venmo, PayPal, Linktree in the bio on TikTok, and message on YT, and right there, Dean Withers without the E. Great way to get a message across. Great way to ask a question. We do have a couple people to thank, but I want to make my main priority right now just trying to get the next guest loaded up in here. Perfect. Yorkie, what's up? Do you support Trump?
Yes, I do.
That is not Yorkie. Yorkie, I said. Do you support Trump? Yorkie's not here. Now, you support Trump?
I do, because he's never gonna give you up, never gonna let you.
Get out of here. While we move on to the next guest, band, we got Emma Watson loading up into the box. Joseph, thank you for the $25 on Venmo to call Phil again. Well, unfortunately, I can't because because Phil is gone. Joseph, thank you for the $25, man. I really appreciate you for that love. Let's get 250 Joseph W's down below. I really appreciate you. Thank you so much, Joseph. Before we thank the rest of the people, let's just make sure that Emma's of age and MAGA. Hi, Emma. Do you support Trump?
Yes.
Okay. Is this like
this is Emma? This is Emma's mother. She wanted me to call. She's like, I want you to call in and talk to him. And she's sitting here with me. But this is her mom. Yeah.
Okay, sounds good. Hey, well, it's a pleasure to meet you. Before we hop into the debate, I just need to quickly type something out on the screen. So, unfortunately, like, I don't like that this happens. But sometimes when I'll have guests up here, like some of the viewers will like go to their accounts and say really nasty things. So I'm just going to put a message up on the screen saying that, like, I am not debating the account owner. I'm debating the mother of the account owner.
Okay.
I'm debating mom of the account. Don't harass. She left. Okay, chances are either the mom accidentally swiped out and the daughter will catch that. And we'll see them back in the queue really soon, or they got an age restriction really fast and their account is just likely gone and unfortunately won't be able to debate them. I'm hoping that it's option number one and that the mother of Emma will be back like momentarily, because the daughter's just going to start hearing some other random stream and they'll still get, Mom, what did you do? She'll go grab the phone, see that it's no longer on this stream. She'll go back to the stream. She'll hop back in the queue, and we should see her in the next couple seconds. But the second option is unfortunately more likely. Oftentimes, even when like a minor will come up here to have their parent debate, even if it's just the parent talking, their account will get a live restriction because the account owner is underage. I'll keep an eye on the queue because I would really love to have that debate. Hi, welcome into Sport Trump.
What's up, man?
Hey, are you MAGA?
I am MAGA. My mom's MAGA too.
Okay, are you guys driving?
Yeah, we're driving. Can you hear us?
I can. Unfortunately, I can't have you on the live while you're driving, just because of TikTok terms of service. Now, if you want to re-request when you're not driving, I'd love to talk to y'all. Seriously, that'd be a lot of fun. So feel free to just hop back inside that queue when you're not driving. Would love to chat. Jason, thank you so much for the $10 over on Venmo, man. I just saw that came through. I appreciate you. Steven, thank you for the $2 who says, is Phil crying? I think so. And then Zach, thank you for the $50 donation, man. I really appreciate you. That is ZAC. Zach, Thank you so much for that love, brother. That is insane. That is so much fucking money. I'm so very grateful for you. Zach with the $50 says, for the words coming out of your mouth. Well, thank you so much, man. I hope that you're enjoying today's stream, and I hope that you can continue to enjoy it, because we still have a while on here. Show some love to Zach down below in that comment section. I really appreciate you so very much, man. Thank you, Zach. And then Ben, thank you for the 5. Caleb, thank you for the 5. Nal, thank you so much for the 1. And then Suzanne, thank you for the $25, who says, Dean is your favorite teacher fan. It is your favorite teacher fan. Keep on cooking these crazy ass Trump supporters. Suzanne, it's good to see you. And thank you for being a teacher as always. You are so very important for the next generation. Thank you for the $25. Show some love to Suzanne and Zach. And then Emily, thank you for the $4.20. Hell yeah. Sarah, thank you for the $5 from the Army of Bots. Heather, thank you for the $5. Sean, thank you for the $5. And then Alex with the $10. Quick quote for Momo. Make sure it finds her way to Momo. And then Ashley, thank you for the $25. She says, please tell Phil to calm down. By his party's ideology, we don't get to decide how we identify. He is Phil and he should be proud of it. Well, Phil isn't here anymore because he could not calm down and ran away crying. But I appreciate you for the $25 donation nonetheless. And then Joseph sent a $25 donation as well for quote-unquote making Phil scream. God damn it, you guys hate him. Oh my God. Jesus Christ, man. I mean, I appreciate you, but that's intense. Thank you for the $25, Joseph. And then Holly, thank you for the 5. And Crystal, thank you for the 5. Look at that. We're all caught up over there in Venmo. I appreciate you guys. Hey, welcome in. Do you support Trump, Connor?
Hey, Dean. Happy 420, man. This blinker's for you.
Very nice, very nice, very nice. Let's go to get that next guest loaded up into the box right now. All right. We're going to go to get them up here. Their name is Suzanne. I think they're a troll. Let's see. Suzanne might be a troll. Okay, probably is a troll. We'll just have to see. We'll have to see, folks.
Hello, Dean.
Age?
I am 61.
Terrible. You couldn't even like try to make yourself sound a little bit older. Got that vocal rasp. You know, you gotta put that vocal rasp on it. You gotta make it sound like you've been smoking a goddamn darn pack of cigarettes since you were 12 during the Great Depression. Hi, welcome in. Do you support Trump?
Nah, I don't support Trump.
Base, but banned, because we're just looking to talk to Trump supporters. All right, guys. Only up inside of the queue if you happen to be MAGA. Please do follow the rules. I'd really appreciate that. Here we go. Still looking for that next guest. Not too many Trump supporters today, you guys. They're all going away. Based. Carla, thank you for the $20 donation on PayPal. I appreciate you. Who says, genuinely curious, why did you not play the clip of Trump talking about Lindsay Lohan when she was like 17? It was so gross. Thank you for all that you do. Can you share that with me, Carla? Can you share a link with that of that to me, please? Thank you for the $20, by the way. I really appreciate you. That is Carla. Show some love to Carla down below in the comment section. I really appreciate you. Thank you so much for the love. Same thing to you, Madison. Thank you for the $10. Who says you're truly what keeps me so educated in politics. Thank you so much for all that you do. Thank you. That's awesome, Madison. I appreciate you so much. Thank you for watching the stream, staying educated, and I really appreciate you for supporting me, what we do. Alex, thank you for the $10. Not gonna lie, Alex just shit on Phil. Gary, thank you for the $10. Gary also just shit on Phil. Phil's gone now, so I'm just gonna say shit on Phil. I appreciate you guys. Then Jacob, thank you so much for the 5. Elizabeth, thank you for the 5. And Anna, thank you for the $5 as well. Look at that. We're all caught up. Welcome into Sport Trump. Miss Luna, you have 3. Oh, hi. Do you support Trump? Miss Luna? What was Miss Luna saying? I couldn't really hear them. I hate to be that guy. I heard, and I quote, I'm stroking. I mean, I really hope that I misheard them. I hope I misheard them. I really hope that I misheard them. We're going to go ahead and move on to the next guest. Hi, welcome in. Do you support Trump?
Bro, Dean, you good in the hood, my brother. You good in the hood. Just know that.
Appreciate you, dude. You have a good rest of your day, bro. You have a good rest of your day. Appreciate you for coming up here. You take care. All right, let's go to get that next guest loaded up into the box, folks. We're looking for that next MAGA asshole. Not too many of them left, folks, which, by the way, you know, it's a good thing. It's a good thing not too many of them are left. Let's go to get that next guest up here. Hey, welcome into Sport Trump.
Yes.
How old are you?
19.
19? What, were you born in?
06.
Oh, it's just, okay, you come up here every day on a new account. Why?
All right, so let me tell you why I'm so obsessed with you, dude.
I appreciate you for the $20 over on Super Chat. Sunflower, let's get 200. Sunflower W's down below in that comment section for the $20 Super Chat, who says, I love listening to you debate while I cook and work. You remind me of my son, who has all the compassion and intelligence you have. Much love. Oh, I bet your son is awesome.
Your fans texted my girlfriend.
$20 Sunflower. Thank you. Thank you so much, Sunflower.
Your fans texted my girlfriend, and her bio, she was in my bio, and now they're telling her that I am a fascist. I support the H guy, and literally she's mad at me right now, Dean. You know how much time, how long I've been dating my girlfriend for, and your fans fucking ruined up my fucking relationship? I spent a fucking dime on that girl, and you guys are fucking lying.
Honestly, if you're crying over the fact that you spent money on her, so you're mad that you lost your quote-unquote investment, then maybe you deserve to lose
I can't
her.
handle this.
Like, I hate to be that guy, but if the thing that you're sad about isn't losing her because of her personality, but is rather losing her because of the money that you spent on her, she's, like, unfortunately going to be better off without you.
But why am I a fascist just because I'm a Trump supporter? My relationship is fucking ruined because I'm a Trump supporter. Why can't we just respect both party lines?
Oh, so she broke up with you because, okay, so let me guess. What happened was people... Listen, let me speak.
It's not
speak.
okay. I'm mentally not okay right now.
All right, buddy, just let me speak. So here's what I'm hearing. All right, so people sent DMs to your girlfriend.
Yeah.
They said, oh, your boyfriend's a fascist Nazi. She then went to you. She asked you, well, why are these people DMing me that you're a fascist Nazi? Are you actually a Nazi? And you're like, no, I'm not a Nazi. I'm not a fascist. And they were just texting you that because I'm a Trump supporter. And then she left you not because she's convinced you're a fascist Nazi, because that's what people DM'd her, but rather she left you because you admitted to her that you're a Trump supporter.
All I just said is I supported his policies, and now we're in a whole situation. And I tried talking to her, saying, you know, I'm not like an America First Nick fan. I'm just an average conservative. Right. And your fans just keep harassing her.
Right. Well, what I say is clearly I disavow people like harassing your girlfriend. Clearly I disavow people.
Can you talk to her privately?
Listen, just listen to me. Clearly I disavow people harassing your girlfriend. Clearly I disavow people DMing your girlfriend even. I don't think that the girlfriends of the people I'm debating should be getting DMs, okay? I just, like a spam of DMs. Like, okay, I don't condone that. But what I will say here is it doesn't sound like she left you because of what she was DM'd.
No,
it sounds like she left you. No, you're interrupting me. It doesn't sound like she left you because of what she was DM'd. It sounds like she left you because you're a Trump supporter.
But why?
This is what we call the find out stage.
But your grandmother is a Trump supporter, and you guys love each other. That's your family. So why can't I love her the same way she loved me?
You're right.
Just because I'm a Trump supporter
you're right. I do love my parents, even though they're Trump supporters.
Okay.
And I do spend time with my parents, even though they're Trump supporters. Okay? So, I do try my very best to maintain a healthy and productive relationship with my parents, even though they're Trump supporters. And fuck it, we do have a healthy and a productive relationship, even though they're Trump supporters. But do I have an obligation to maintain a healthy and productive relationship with my parents, even though they're Trump supporters? No. I do it even though I don't have an obligation to. And I do it because they do that for me too, okay? There's so many circumstances of MAGA parents just disowning their children because they don't agree with them politically. Okay, but when my parents figured out that I disagree with them politically, although they're Trump supporters, and I completely disagree with that, one thing that I really admire and respect in both of them is that they still love me regardless of the fact that I'm not a Trump supporter. And they're very proud of me and the success that I see in my life, regardless of the fact that that success is predicated on convincing other people to not be Trump supporters. All right? But that bears no relevance towards your relationship with your now ex-girlfriend, because there's no obligation to maintain a relationship with somebody that's a Trump supporter. Why the fuck do you think that she should be obligated to stay in a relationship with a man that supports a president who supports states taking her right to access healthcare away from her? Why the fuck should she be obligated to stay with a man that supports a rapist as president, a rapist of another woman just like her? Okay? Why the fuck should she be obligated to stay in a relationship with a man that supports policy that has been hell-bent on disavowing any statement uttered by any woman directed in an allegation against any man? Like, clearly, all right, women have good reason to break up with men who support Trump. women have good reason to kind of move on and try to find better, right? I'm not saying that every woman that's in a relationship with a Trump supporter should leave tomorrow. Okay, that's not what I'm saying at all. But what I am saying is that if every woman who's in a relationship with a Trump supporter wanted to leave them tomorrow because they're a Trump supporter, so be it. It is within their autonomy to make that decision, and I will not crucify them for such.
But Dean, when she called me after I got off your live, she was saying, I'm getting these DMs of people saying that you want to, I support the H guy. And when it came to the topic, me and you talked about abortion yesterday. And all I just said is
clearly
that
one second, I disavow the DMs, but I don't disavow your girlfriend for leaving you because it doesn't seem like it was about the DMs.
So you think my girlfriend should leave me because I think that every child has the right to live? No,
yeah, I absolutely think that your girlfriend is well within her right to leave you if you're pro-life. In fact, that could personally be impactful on her own future. Because what if you impregnate her and then she wants to go get an abortion, but now all of a sudden the boyfriend or the husband that she does genuinely love is doing everything in his power to convince her that her body is owned by him, right? And then on top of the ideological influence that you may have over her due to the fact that she loves you, she's completely well within her right to walk up and leave now. So that hypothetical never becomes real. Maybe if you want to be more appealing in the quote unquote sex market, okay, well then don't hold to beliefs in which women despise, like being pro-life for very clear reasons. Toxic masculinity in MAGA is not only harmful to women, but it is also harmful to the men in which uphold toxic masculinity and believe Trump is a good president, because then no woman wants to be with you.
Well, I'm fine. Like if a woman is raped, she should have an abortion, and I was talking to her about that, but she didn't understand the concept. I said, if the mother's at risk, go ahead and have that abortion. But other than that, keep the child. And she's Christian, by the way. She watches your content, and I'm just like disappointed that we couldn't just talk it out instead of her.
You don't think people should have the ability to quote unquote talk out abortion because you think it should be illegal. End of story. No amount of talking will ever change it. Doesn't matter how much she talks to you, okay? When you think that it should be illegal, there's no room for talking. In states where abortion is banned, okay, a woman can't talk her way into getting one, okay? That's not how the law works.
But Dean, I don't have nothing against you. It's just that right now, me and her, I've been dating her for 3 years now, and I just felt like that your conversation, it was a good conversation yesterday, but that doesn't bring your fans going and harassing her and calling me the H guy. I mean,
clearly I disagree with people calling you Hitler because you're pro-life. All right, Dean, clearly I disagree with people calling you a Nazi because you're pro-life.
What do I do? What do I do now?
Okay, well, yeah, you explore the reasons why you're pro-life. You understand that they're misleading, and you adopt a better worldview.
And she's a Democrat. I say, you know what? It's fine.
All right, bro. Womp. Come on, get out of here. We're going to move on to the next guest because we want to debate only up inside of that cube. You happen to be MAGA. Okay, and for the people watching, please don't call people Nazis because they're pro-life. Okay, listen. The abstraction of morality to immorality is not binary. You're not a 0 or a 1. You're not Jesus or Hitler. Okay, just because people are pro-life, admittedly, which is bad. Okay, you shouldn't be pro-life. That doesn't make you a Nazi. Welcome in. Do you support Trump?
No, I'm sorry. I've been following you and your stream, and I think you're awesome. And I wanted to tell that guy.
I really appreciate you, and I really hope you have a good rest of your day. Thank you. Right now, we are just looking for Trump supporters. Plus, I could barely hear you because your mic was a little bit muffled, but I hope you have a good rest of your day. Please, only up inside of that queue if you happen to be MAGA. I'd really appreciate that. Let's go to get that next guest loaded up into the box right now. We're going to go to put the rules on that live screen. You have to be 18 plus American MAGA. Thank you. All right, here we go. Moving on to the next guest. By the way, guys, let me know how your day's been so far down below in the comment section. British says Dean is balding. Lol. I'm actually not. I'm on medication. I am on meds to prevent myself from balding. Look at me. Look at me. I'm on meds to prevent myself from balding. Oh, a bunch of people are saying good. Oh, that's great. Happy 420, folks. Hi, do you support Trump?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, do you support Trump?
I do.
Oh no. Okay. Yeah, you wanna have a little bit of a conversation about it and shit?
Yes, I do. Okay, I'm just gonna start off. I don't sound smart like you debaters and stuff like that. And like, I don't have all the big words and I get kind of anxious talking about this stuff, but I did want to kind of come.
I speak really fast and I use a lot of big words. I'll try to slow it down and not use a bunch of big words. I understand. One thing I want to call out real quick, and this is why I'm interrupting you, is because you're in a car. I can hear that because of the acoustics. I can't have you on the live if you're driving that car. It doesn't sound like you're driving it. I just thought I'd let you know.
No, I'm just I'm parked. I'm getting my nails done after this, so.
Yeah, okay. Sounds good. I have a couple people to thank. I don't know how much time you have. Is it okay if I just take a moment to thank a couple of the donors of the stream?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, all right. I appreciate you. Jay, thank you for the $20 donation on Venmo. Let's get 200 JWs. I appreciate you. Jay with the 20 says, thank you for doing what you do. Supporting people who have a harder time getting their message across is so important. Go to the streamer. Thank you, Jay. You are awesome. Thank you for the kind words. Shout out to Jay. Todd, thank you for the $10 who says, did Parker listen to Metallica yet? Probably not. That's still crazy to me. He didn't know Metallica. Yikes. Hunter, thank you for the $10 who says, Dean, what the actual shit tonight? Bro, tonight's crazy. Is it a Monday? I bet it's a Monday because we always have the crazies on Mondays. It's like legit like a thing. It's actually a thing. Every Monday is insane. Shelby, thank you for the $10. She says, my cats Faye and Franny want to give Momo a gift. Thank you for the $10. And I bet Momo would say thank you too. Inga, thank you for the $15. She says, been a while since I've sent anything, but thank you for keeping us informed. I hope you're doing well. I remember you. Thank you for the $15. You are very come in. Say that politics shouldn't affect a relationship, but they always hide their politics from potential partners. There's a reason for that. They know a woman will walk out if they discover that they're a Trump supporter because MAGA is terrible for women's rights. Bro, preach it on God. Listen. Like I said, MAGA and toxic masculinity is not only bad for women, but it's also bad for the men because then the women don't want them in. Okay? Don't uphold toxic masculinity. Don't uphold beliefs that hurt women. It's bad for everyone. Thank you for the $40, Jay. Same thing to you, Jason. Thank you for the $20 who says, what med is this for Balding Dean? Finasteride and minoxidil. I get them from Hims. Thank you for the $20, Jason. And then we have one last person to thank. I appreciate you for your patience, Maddie, and then the mic and the floor will be yours. This comes in from Q on PayPal. Dude, thank you so much, Q, for the $100 donation. Dude, bro, fucking hell. From the bottom of my heart, Q, thank you so much for the love. I want y'all to show some love to Q in that comment section because that is just nuts. Thank you, Q. Show some love to Q down below. I really appreciate you. Show some love to Q. Thank you so very much for the love and support. Q with $100. Let's go and pull up their message. Says, as a conservative. Oh, interesting. Thank you, Dean, for helping me see things from a different perspective. I've genuinely learned a lot from you. Q, why do you still consider yourself conservative? I mean, it sounds like you're open-minded. I love that. I'm so grateful for you. Thank you for the love and support. I feel like maybe if you shared the reasons with me why you still consider yourself conservative, that I'd be able to change your mind. I'd be able to get you on that progressive left. But I really appreciate you. I really appreciate everyone. Thank you so much for the love and support. If you want to continue to support the live stream, you can find the Venmo and the PayPal in the link tree in my bio and TikTok. Pin message on YT, and right there, Dean Withers without the E. Now, Maddie, I appreciate you for your patience. Go ahead and take it away and tell us why you're MAGA.
So, I'm just my belief is you work for, I'm so sorry, I just got a hate comment. So,
One second, before you go ahead, can you guys not like drop hate comments on their page? Like the first thing I'll say here is like clearly when we have people up here that are just being like terrible and saying that like, oh, like it's funny to make fun of rape victims, you know, just like being like just like an atrocious person. Okay, right, you fuck around, you find out. Those are the natural consequences of your speech on the internet. I genuinely discourage it, but I don't care in those circumstances. Right, but Maddie hasn't really said anything. All right, like I don't want to discourage her from having her mind changed. If Maddie starts saying, you know, like fuck rape victims, you know, let's make sexual predators president. You fuck around, you find out. I discourage it, but who cares, right? But until then, let's just, you know, hold off. But go ahead, Maddie.
Okay, so I'm conservative because I believe in what's kind of happening with the world right now. Like, I agree with certain things that are happening and the way that money's coming back to us.
Or maybe possible that it's like a trans man. I don't think it's possible that's a trans woman.
Whatever,
or it could have just been a beer belly. Could have just been a beer belly on a cis man. Sorry, go ahead.
Well, whatever they were doing, I as a woman, I felt very disrespected because even you as a man, you will never experience the things that we have to deal with, including like our menstrual cycles, all the different cycles we go through per month, and actually being pregnant and giving birth and doing all those things. And a biological man saying that he can do that or feel the need that he needs to walk around with a belly, because I 100% on everybody in my life, he 100% was a man pretending to be pregnant.
I think that you're just making a lot of assumptions there. Like you don't know that.
Well, okay. I feel like you're not trying to focus on my point I'm trying to make. You're focusing on a little.
I'd assume that this relates to some greater point. My apologies. Go ahead.
Okay, so why does the left feel the need to do things like that when they biologically cannot be true? Like, that's something that will never happen. You will never be pregnant. You can never be pregnant. A man can never be pregnant. So why are they taking that away from women? Like, you're taking away our femininity. They're taking away our literal rights as women. Not our rights, but our literal being as a woman to try to fulfill some fucked up fantasy in their head. Because it's all fake. All of these people are just mentally ill.
Okay. All right. So first and foremost, I mean, I just think that you're making a lot of assumptions that you couldn't demonstrate, right? You know, like, once again, you can't just say that this is the entirety of the left, because I generally don't think that, you know, trans women wearing fake pregnant bellies is something in which is promoted inside of the trans community, right? You know, like, I'm open to, you know, of course, having you know, my mind changed by a trans person telling me I'm wrong. Okay, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But I feel like most trans people would agree that, like, inside of the trans community, right, you just don't really see trans women walking out in public with a fake pregnant belly on. Okay, and because that's something that you just don't see in the trans community, right, that's, like, not going to be a reasonable assumption for you to make that this is, like, therefore a trans woman with a fake pregnant belly. Okay, like I said, I think that there's a bunch of very viable possibilities here, right? Such as the issue that it's a cis man with a beer belly, cis man coming back from costume show, cis man just fucking with his friends, or it could be a cis woman with PCOS that is pregnant. It could be a trans man that is carrying a baby because, you know, they're going through IVF because, you know, their wife can't carry a baby to term. You know, like, there's just about 1,000,000,001 different explanations there outside of them being a trans woman. On top of that, we also don't know their political affiliation. They could be on the left, they could be apolitical, they could be on the right, or they could just be, you know, incoherent. But I mean, outside of that, it just doesn't really sound like any of this matters too much, you know, at all. Like, it doesn't affect you, it doesn't affect me. Like, I think that we shouldn't assume what's going on in that person's life. You know, and then on top of that, you know, if you really want to condemn and crucify a party that's disrespectful to women, we need to be looking at party leaders. I wouldn't say that looking at, like, a random American who you think is in affiliation with a political party, and then saying that this person is the representation of that political party is too fair. Okay, that's not fair at all. You know, I can't just, like, look at, you know, all the white guys that shoot up schools with Nazi paraphernalia on their shirts that probably voted for Trump and say, oh, that's MAGA, a bunch of school shooters. Okay, like, that's unfair. So I don't think that you could say the same thing about your random assumptions about this person that you saw in the restaurant you work in. But when we look at the party leaders, you know, the champions that the people applaud, well, what do we see on the right? I mean, we see people that are willing to defy Congress and break federal law to continue to lie about and illegally redact the names of rapists and child predators inside of the Epstein files. Okay, now that is really disrespectful and harmful on top of being disrespectful to women and girls. And it's not just the one bad apple argument. This is the leadership of the party. That matters. And trans men who have ovaries that are saying they don't have ovaries, even though they do, okay, are likely experiencing a mental health problem that's not related to the fact that they're trans. Another thing, my sister works in an ER. Every single day, she is challenged with attempting to help people with extreme mental health issues. Okay, and that is a very tough job, and she has had people go into the ER that have you know, tried to gnaw off their own arms, for instance. All right, So this hypothetical that you're asking me, what if a trans man were to come into the ER claiming that they don't have ovaries when they have an issue with their ovaries? Okay, that is just one of the billion hypotheticals of people experiencing mental illness, regardless if they are cis or trans, going into the ER while experiencing some mental illness.
You just admitted that they are mentally ill.
No, what I admitted to is that people can...
You just said they come in and they are mentally ill. If they,
you literally can't track. I said that. What I said is that people can experience mental illness regardless of their cis or trans. I did not say that all trans people are mentally ill.
Okay. Yes, you didn't say that, but you did say that that person coming in was mentally ill to not understand his own body.
What I said was that there is a conceivable example of a trans man walking into the ER claiming that they don't have ovaries when in all reality that they do, that is experiencing a mental health issue, and that is likely the reason why you were asked this question preparing for being a nurse, because you experience individuals, cis or trans, with mental health issues every single day in the ER. That is just the experience of working in an ER is a lot of your patients, regardless of their gender identity, and regardless if their gender identity does or does not align with their phenotypical sex characteristics, are experiencing mental illness, are experiencing mental health issues. That's why you got asked that hypothetical question. In fact, like good on that test for being inclusive of trans people, okay? Because it is important, okay, for the people that work inside of our ERs to know how to like deal with the mental health complexities of cis people when cis people experience them, and to know how to deal with the mental health complexities of trans people when trans people experience them. Nobody is saying here that trans people are suddenly immune to mental health issues. The same way nobody is saying that cis people are suddenly immune to mental health issues. Both cis and trans people can experience mental health issues, and a lot of people that do experience mental health issues, regardless of their cis, of the fact that they're cis or trans, find their way to the ER. Like, why am I having to describe this to you? You should know this already. The only reason why I know this is because my sister works in an ER. You're the first-hand fucking source. You're a nurse. You should know all of this already. The mental health problem, you're not going to explore all of the possible hypotheses that may or may not fit with a diagnosis insofar as what is causing this issue. You're just going to jump to the conclusion that they're experiencing this mental health problem because they're trans. And that's inevitably going to lead to people getting subpar service that could kill them, that will leave them unserved.
Words in my mouth, and that's you creating like these delusional like situations in your head. You're not even talking about what I was talking about anymore, Dean. Like, what I'm saying, it was about the ovaries, about the person saying that they don't have ovarian cysts because they don't have ovaries when they do. I'm talking about transgender mental health. I know everything about mental health. Like, I've had to be trained in it. Like, I'm talking about the reason why they are mentally ill. Not everybody. Everybody has their own issues. Everybody has their own demons. Everybody.
Listen, I'll answer that question for you. Okay, so if a trans man comes into the ER with ovaries, with ovarian cysts, but that trans man insists that he does not have ovaries, you first determine if that trans man is insisting that he does not have ovaries because maybe he underwent hormone replacement therapy and he's under the false impression that with hormone replacement therapy, it will make his ovaries disappear. Okay, let me finish speaking here. Okay, so now if you've determined, okay, that the reason why this trans man thinks that he doesn't have ovaries is not related to a misconception of something that is true, such as the impact of HRT on their body, or just they didn't know that they had ovaries and they thought that maybe trans men weren't born with ovaries, or if they thought that they were intersex when they're not actually intersex. If you weed out all of those possible explanations that could just simply lead to them being misled about their own anatomy, and then you determine, okay, now that we know it's not them being misled because of their own anatomy, now we're just left with a mental health problem, okay, well, then you would address them the same way you'd address a cis patient coming in, claiming that God wants them to gnaw their own arm off, right? It's just like, once again, this is what it means to be a medical health professional, and it's really important for you to be a good medical health professional that serves to the betterment mentally and physically of your patients.
Correct. That's why no matter where I'm at or where I go into the healthcare, I'm gonna help who comes in and I won't show judgment. But all I'm saying is that that I have my beliefs, and something like that, they are mentally ill, because who doesn't know
Holy shit.
they're in that, who doesn't know their anatomy? Like,
holy fucking shit, dude! Listen, if a trans person is falsely impressioned that hormone replacement therapy will like make their ovaries disappear, they're not mentally ill. They're just misled. There's nothing, dude. Come on. Like, listen, okay, like, I could, like, reasonably see how somebody can tell that conclusion if they have no education on medicine whatsoever, okay? Well, hormone replacement therapy, okay, it's like, you know, increasing my testosterone, it's reducing my levels of other hormones, okay? It's giving me more facial hair, it's masculinizing me. Well, maybe because I have no, like, background in, like, evidentiary-based research on medicine whatsoever, you know, if this aesthetically masculinizes me, maybe it will just make my ovaries disappear. Okay, so therefore now I'm a trans man walking into the ER saying I don't have ovaries. Okay, that doesn't mean I'm mentally ill. That just means I'm misled.
Okay.
Like, do you see how that's like a realistic explanation of how a trans person could think that they don't have ovaries when in all reality they do? That doesn't mean they're mentally ill.
I disagree, but
dude, what?
I'm sorry, I can't get behind a person thinking that there's something they're not. I never will be.
Bro, you're equivocating. You can't get behind in the sense of you can't agree with their belief, okay, to therefore they're mentally ill, okay? I think a lot of people are wrong about a lot of things for a lot of reasons, but I don't therefore call them mentally ill. Like, you're a Trump supporter. I think that you're wrong for supporting Trump. Does that mean that you're mentally ill because you support Trump? Not necessarily. It could. Not necessarily.
Well, that's a different topic. Like,
okay. So this only relates to the beliefs, okay, about trans people, not about the beliefs of anybody else. It's like when you disagree with a trans person, they're therefore mentally ill. But when you disagree with anybody else, they're therefore not mentally ill. Okay, whatever. Go ahead.
Okay. So that topic is completely different. That's based on beliefs. Okay, that beliefs, and I'm talking about like the human anatomy. But if you want to talk about beliefs, I think that everybody
let's talk about the human anatomy. If I think that I only have one kidney because I'm falsely impressioned that when I was 5, I had to get my kidney removed when in all reality, I actually had to get my appendix removed. But I've been living the last 16 years of my life thinking that they didn't remove my appendix, but rather remove my kidney, okay? And then I walked into the ER with issues in both of my kidneys, but I insist that I only had one kidney. Would you jump to the conclusion that I'm mentally ill?
No, you educate them on that, what their body does have.
What is the difference? What is the difference between me being falsely impressioned that the surgery I got when I was 5 removed one of my 2 kidneys and a trans man being falsely impressioned that the HRT they're on made their ovaries disappear? There's not.
I mean, there is kind of a big difference because one is a child that doesn't understand the world yet at all.
No, I'm saying I came into the ER at 21 years old, still falsely impressioned that I only have one kidney.
Correct, and you said you learned that as a child, as a 5-year-old child.
And I still believe that today at 21.
Then
you know what? Shit, maybe I even got the surgery at 18. At 18, I had to go to the hospital to get my appendix removed. But for whatever reason, I was falsely impressioned that I actually got one of my 2 kidneys removed because I told the doctor I'm having an issue with my kidney. The doctor said, "Oh, let's check it out." Then the doctor identifies that it's an issue with my appendix and says, "We need to rush you to surgery right now," without telling me it's an issue to my appendix. Okay, then they give me the surgery. I wake up from the surgery. They're like, "Oh, sir, we remove your appendix," but I'm all loopy and shit. I don't remember that, and then I just continue on living my life thinking that I got one of my 2 kidneys removed. I come into the ER, I tell you that I only have 1 kidney, turns out I have 2. Would you call me mentally ill?
No, you were just obviously mistreated by whoever did that because you're supposed to know everything going on.
Okay, perfect. So now, all right, trans man hops on HRT. Maybe for whatever reason, they're falsely impressioned via omission of the claim that like this doesn't like take away their ovaries, and for whatever reason, maybe they read on Reddit that it does, even though that's like medical misinformation. They think the fact that they're on HRT will like make their ovaries disappear. Then they have an issue with their ovaries. They go into the ER with stomach pain. Turns out it's an ovarian cyst. They insist they don't have ovaries. Okay, like are you going to call this person mentally ill, or are you going to say, oh well, okay, like yeah, they were just falsely impressioned that HRT was going to like remove their ovaries?
When you put it like that, yes, they're just falsely like.
See, listen, yeah, there you go. Thank you for seeing the light.
Yes, when you put it like that, I understand what your point is. 100%.
Yes, thank you, because that is my point. Okay, and it's very important for medical health professionals to understand that point. So important.
Yeah, but that's the like I understood that point, but I still don't think somebody should try to be what they aren't.
Okay, all right. Well, once again, that's not what trans people are claiming. Trans people are not claiming that they are something they aren't, okay? Because trans people don't claim to be the opposite sex, okay? They claim that their gender is not in alignment with their phenotypical sex characteristics, which is very different given the fact that they define gender not as one's biological sex, but rather, okay, as a social construct. Here's the question, okay? Would you ever vote for a trans woman to be president?
Nope.
Okay. Would you ever vote for a rapist to be president?
Nope.
Okay. Do you believe the court that determined Donald Trump is a rapist?
Nope.
Why?
Well, actually, I don't know. You never know. Like, I bet. Okay, this is my thing with the whole shebang going on. I think everybody higher up in politics, in fame, whatever, has done some really dark things, no matter who they are. Anybody with power has used it. Can you agree with me there?
Everybody with power has abused it?
Has used it. Not abused it, used it.
Has
to
used
some
power?
extent, yes.
So people with power use that power? Yeah?
Right. And so using that power, and I think this is a big reason why they won't release the Epstein files, is because on both parties, left and right, people have done some dark things.
Oh,
that's
wait,
what I genuinely think.
wait. You need to revise your question. Your question shouldn't have been, does anybody in power use that power? Your question rather should have been, has everybody in power used that power to do bad things? The answer to that question is no.
Well, that's what I meant. Yes.
Yeah, no.
No?
Yeah, no, not everybody in power is a rapist. Nope.
Well, right, but a lot of people in this world like are evil. Like I don't believe any politician is a saint. Like I don't believe Trump is a saint. I don't believe Biden is a saint.
Well,
I don't believe any single politician in this world.
Listen, I let you make your argument about trans people. I want you to listen and let me make my argument about this. Do you accept or reject the notion that Donald Trump is a rapist because a court found him guilty of raping a woman by the name of E. Jean Carroll?
I don't know enough about it.
Okay, all right, you don't know enough about it. Then we're not going to use that example. You said that you never make a trans woman president. Would you ever make somebody that is engaged in sexual exploitation by barging into the naked dressing rooms of women and girls, then looked at their naked bodies and called it funny president?
No, but
no.
Like how true are those statements?
Very true. Here's Trump admitting to it.
But you could also say, as the owner of the pageant, it's your obligation to do that.
So you have done that. Now,
I'll tell you the funniest is that I'll go backstage before a show.
Yes.
And everyone's getting dressed and ready and everything else. And, no men are anywhere. And I'm allowed to go in because I'm the owner of the pageant, and therefore I'm inspecting it. I'm inspecting. I want to make sure that
like
everything is good.
You're there.
Yeah, the dress. Is everyone okay? They're standing there with no clothes. Is everybody okay? And you see these incredible-looking women. And so I sort of get away with things like that.
So there's Donald Trump admitting to it. Here's one of the women recounting their experiences.
He just came strolling right in. There was no second to put a robe on or any sort of clothing or anything. Some girls were topless, other girls were naked.
As Miss Arizona 2001, Tasha Dixon competed in the Miss USA pageant. Donald Trump owned the contest along with Miss Universe and Miss Teen USA for 19 years.
Our first introduction to him was when we were at the dress rehearsal and half naked changing into our bikinis. To have the owner come waltzing in when we're naked or half naked in a very physically vulnerable position, and then to have the pressure of the the people that work for him telling us to go fawn all over him, go walk up to him.
Okay, so now that you have Donald Trump admit to something that you said would disqualify him from the presidency in your mind, heard one of his victims corroborate it, you have two options. Either be a woman of your word, revoke your support from Trump because you said this is something that would make you stop supporting him, or number two, kind of engage in sophistry, mental gymnastics, and try to convince us that he didn't actually admit to what I'm accusing him of admitting to.
Well, first and foremost, as a MAGA, I'm looking at I'm not looking that, like, I really don't believe everything that's been shown or said. Like Like Trump
Even though he
said,
said
he's checking on the girls, he's making sure everything's going all right in that clip you showed me, correct? And it said no detail described him walking up and praising these women, and that's just a woman's word right there. What if she's saying it because he's in this power streak and she's trying to claim some for herself? Like you can't.
Holy.
It's like a he said she said type thing.
Well, what if he said the same thing she said?
She did not say the same thing he said.
I think she did. Listen, what do we hear Trump say? All right, we heard him say that he would barge into the private women's only dressing rooms because he could allow himself to do so as he was the owner. Okay, then when he was inside of this space, he'd see a bunch of women with no clothes on and they looked incredible. Okay, then even at the end of the clip he said, and I got away with it, which means he broke a rule. Okay, but those two facts on their own, going into a private woman's only dressing room as a man and then looking at the naked bodies of the women inside fulfills the definition of sexual exploitation, because sexual exploitation is to do something sexual to somebody without their permission. He did something sexual to somebody without their permission by looking at them when they had no clothes on, unconsensually. Okay, and then you brought up the part where it's like, oh, I need to do an inspection. Oh yeah, that was just a little like satirical jab that he was throwing on top of it. He was saying, oh, trust me, I was just doing an inspection. And the reason why we know that is because this was his response to Howard Stern when Howard Stern had asked Donald Trump about the sexual things that he do with the beauty pageant contestants. So all in all, he did admit to sexual exploitation. I just kind of gave you all the motivating reasons why. Would you like to respond to them?
Dean, can we pause for a second? So people are finding my school and are reaching out to my school right now as we speak.
Okay. Well, I mean, if you said nothing that broke their code of conduct, they're not going to boot you from the program. Do you think that you said something that broke their code of conduct?
Absolutely not, but
yeah, then you'll be fine. If you said nothing that broke their code of conduct.
I think I'm gonna end this because this is getting a little bit too serious for me. I didn't want to be. I just wanted to debate you.
Yeah.
I didn't want things like this to happen. So I really appreciate talking to you, and I appreciate seeing the other side. But this is getting a little scary for me. So.
Scary in the sense that you feel like you might have said something that broke their code of conduct?
No, scary in the sense that people are finding things. Like, how does somebody find that kind of stuff about me? Like, that's scary.
Okay. Oh, well, it says so in your bio. That's why. But you have a good rest of your day, okay? Yeah. Our schools have very strict regulatory guidelines. They're bound by the law. Okay? They can't just kick people out of the program for no reason. Yeah, they in order for them to kick people out of the program, they have to break a rule. So, I'm scared. Maybe she broke a rule. I'm gonna go get that next guest loaded up into the box right now. Only up inside of the queue if you happen to be MAGA. I'm usually like against that pretty hard, like reaching out to schools and whatnot, but like I think she may actually I think she may have actually like broke some like ethics code of conduct there, like especially when she was like talking about the part where if like a trans person comes in saying something, she's just gonna assume that they're mentally ill because they're trans. Like I can't like agree. Like, I mean, that could, like, possibly be in violation of, like, ethics code of conduct. I mean, it could. I mean, it could. It could. That might get somebody disqualified from a nursing program. It definitely could. Of course, I don't know these things, right? Because I'm not in medicine, right? And it's like, well, if it violates, like, the ethical code of conduct of the university, aren't those things that you're supposed to tell to like the university board? I don't know. I don't know. I'm really conflicted on that. But I see it both ways, you know, like I also see the angle, right? You know, like, well, shit, you know, admittedly it would be scary, like getting a bunch of random people on the internet, like finding what school you go to, then sending a bunch of emails to them. I see it from both sides. And I mean, ultimately, that's why universities uphold very strict regulatory conduct for like the removal of people from a program, or like censoring like students and kicking them out of the program, right? That's when like a school does an investigation. Okay, they like look at the evidence that this person violated their ethical code of conduct that could get them disqualified from the program. And, you know, if the evidence suggests that they did violate their ethical code of conduct, then they get kicked out of the program, right? So I think like those two sides of like the one side, well, I mean, universities have ethical code of conducts for a reason. If you break them, you should be kicked out. And then that other side, right? I am not qualified. And honestly, a lot of the people probably sending that email aren't qualified enough to know if what she said or did indeed did violate the ethical code of conduct of the nursing program. So like it might be like maybe wrong to send those. Like those two sides right there are exactly why like the university has very strict regulatory conduct for investigations into reports. So yeah, leave it up to the university. Because if she didn't break their code of conduct, she'll be fine. If she did, she'll be kicked out. We're going to move on to the next guest.
And
hi,
basically, he was one of the people that debated Charlie Kirk. And he was the only person that Charlie Kirk said,
Morgan?
I respect you. Like,
Morgan Everly?
You're really good at debating, and you kind of won this one.
She's talking about me. Hey, Morgan Everly. Hello?
And yeah, basically that's what happened.
Oh, she has her phone volume down. I really hope that she turns it up, because I feel like she wants me to debate her mom. Morgan Everly?
He said that Charlie Kirk had nothing else to say because he kind of like proved him wrong.
I feel so bad.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
Oh, hi.
Holy shit! I'm sorry.
Hi.
Bro,
do you support Trump?
Bean, I love you so much. Oh my god, I'm sorry. Oh my god.
You take care. All right. I thought that maybe that was like like a child that wanted to get me to debate their parent. Turns out it wasn't. All right. Yeah, you take care. All right. Let's move on to the next guest right now. Only up inside of the queue if you happen to be an American adult that supports Donald J. Trump as president. Make sure that you are following the rules of the live, please and thank you. I really appreciate you guys. All right. We got Jimmy Moore loading up into the box. Hello, Jimmy. Do you support Trump?
You're a fucking hypocrite, dude.
Can you confirm that you're at least 18?
I'm 18.
All right. What year are you born in?
2007.
All right. Sounds good, man. Why am I a hypocrite?
Okay. Is your stance that we tell the law what's morally good and right?
Your stance that we tell the law what's morally good and right? Yes.
Okay. Why do you not like Trump's 2017 bump stock ban? Because that was for helping the people. That was for lowering gun violence. But you don't support that?
Yeah, the funny thing is it actually was something ideologically that I did support. However, there is an issue with the pragmatic application of legislation that's unconstitutional.
What's the issue?
Yeah, the fact that it was unconstitutional, therefore short-lived because it was struck down. I do generally think that it's wrong to pass legislation that is like unconstitutional, because then you're like suggesting that the issue is fixed because of this legislation that will be long-term, when in all reality it won't be long-term because it's going to be shot down by the courts. Stock ban was bad because it prevented progress in the sense that it gave the false impression this issue is fixed for the long term, when in all reality it was shot down by the courts then forgotten about.
Okay. You make a good point.
Thank you. Do you still think I'm a hypocrite?
Yeah, because
Why?
You get mad at people calling you a good boy, but you call people a good boy. Make it make sense, dude.
I don't get mad when people call me a good boy. I just think it's weird.
Yeah, you do. You do get mad. I have a clip of you getting mad.
Well, it's probably
weird, but you do it too.
It's probably ironic.
It is ironic.
Like, I got, like, mad, like, it was, like, satire when I got mad. In all reality, I just think it's weird. And it's, like, just because of, like, the way that a lot of, like, y'all don't use it right. You know, y'all don't fucking use it right. You know, there's, like, a way to good boy somebody that's funny, but it's, like, you're really walking a fine line. You're really walking a fine line. Because there's significantly more ways to good boy somebody that's weird than there's good ways to good boy somebody that's funny.
I agree, but you only do it one way. You ask the people to thank your donors. They thank them. You call them a good boy.
No, that's not the only way I do it. That's sometimes the way I'll do it.
Every time you do it.
Oh, it's also like the tone. I feel like a lot of the times when Trump supporters will good boy me, they're like, good boy. But you can't make it seem sexual.
I'll agree.
Because that's weird.
But I'll agree.
And maybe it's weird when I good boy people too. But I don't know. It's up in the air.
It's all about comedic timing. You have to.
Yeah, there you go. Comedic timing. Good. Yeah, exactly, Santana. Santana, good to see you. How you doing?
Good. How are you?
Good. I'm doing all right. We've had a very interesting day of debates.
I've been listening this whole time. The last person was, whew.
Yeah.
Wow.
Jimmy, do you support Trump?
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to ask you why, and you could give us your argument here in a moment. I just want to thank a couple of people, all right?
All right.
Emily, thank you for the $50 donation on Venmo. Emily, that is very, very, very kind of you. Thank you so very much for the love and support. I want y'all to show some massive love to Emily down below for the $50. Holy shit. Emily with a 50 says, maybe she shouldn't express her transphobic views on a live with a public profile. Info in her bio while in nursing school. Not everybody is cut out for nursing school. Not the brightest transphobic bulb. Yeah, Emily, my thing is I don't even think that just saying that you don't think trans women are women would be enough to get you kicked out of like a nursing program. I think what might have been enough to get her kicked out, maybe, once again, I don't know this for sure, would be like, because I don't think that trans women are women and because I don't think that trans men are men, they're therefore mentally ill. And if they were to come into like the ER or into a hospital with these various issues, I'm just going to like completely rule out what could be the true cause of these issues and just attribute it to the fact that I think they're mentally ill. Like that part is, I think, what could legitimately get her thrown out. But I appreciate you for the $50, Emily.
It's funny. You explained that really well to her as well. Like, I don't understand why she didn't get it when you broke it down that way.
Yeah, like that right there is very dangerous. And listen, I think the bias on its own is dangerous. Okay, just at the top level, aren't women, aren't men. I think that's dangerous. But I think the even more dangerous part that maybe universities would be concerned with is like that therefore mentally ill, and any issue that they have could be attributed to their mental illness. I think that's like what any university, regardless of their own political leaning, would like be concerned about, because that is a very obvious and strong impediment upon the objective of medical health providers. Amanda, thank you for the $20. I appreciate you. Dude, let's get 200 Amanda W's down below. I appreciate you for the $20. Amanda with the 20 says, a nursing student who says she knows everything about anything should quit. That's dangerous ignorance. Arrogant, sorry. I'm a psych MP and would never. She doesn't know that being trans is not a diagnosis and that gender dysphoria is about is about the bad dysphoria that can be debilitating. Yes. Thank you for your voice. Well, thank you, Amanda, for your common sense and the $20 donation. Thank you. Alana, thank you for the $5. Ashley, thank you for the $20. She says, Dean, does she realize that she's already put herself at risk for an ethics review board? She may be a student, but she could be permanently banned from getting her license as a student if this is sent to an ethics review board. Oh, geez. You sent that in before she left, too. Thank you, Ashley, for the 20. Jennifer, thank you so much for the $20 as well. You says, thank you for going so incredibly hard for trans people. As a mom of a trans son, I cheer so loudly when this comes up on your live. You're making a difference every single day, Dean. Well, thank you so much, Jennifer. And also, thank you for being a good mom. I'm so happy knowing that there's some trans kids out there with parents that are good to them. Okay. I wish that all trans kids had that. Thank you, Jennifer. Amy, thank you for the $10. I appreciate you. Thank you so much, Amy. Tanya, thank you for the 5. Abby, thank you for the 5. Then Megan, thank you for the 10, who says, please ask her to drop out of nursing. We do not need her in the field. She will harm somebody with her rhetoric, and we cannot trust her in that room with him. Thank you for the $10. Tass and Moon, thank you so much for the $10, who says transphobia is ugly. And then Ash Lynn, thank you for the $50 donation. Thank you. I really, really appreciate you. I want to see 500 Ashlyn W's down below in that comment section. Let's go ahead and read her message. Ashlyn with a 50 says, I agree with you but have concerns with both sides. I support human rights and don't identify as MAGA. I'd like to discuss policies or debate styles. Do U.S. debates with non-MAGA people, or is it not choosing a side wrong? If you agree with human rights and disagree with MAGA, you probably agree with me ideologically speaking on like policies. Even if you don't, you just, may not be educated on them. I feel like all policies, even those that are about the economy, okay, ultimately go back to respecting human rights. But it'd be a good discussion, Aslan. Maybe one day. I appreciate you so much for the love. Lars, thank you for the $10. I appreciate you. Matt and Victoria, thank you for the 5. Zoya, thank you for the 10, who says, I teared up that you mentioned people with PCOS. It's such a hard life, and it warms my heart that it was reflexively one of your conclusions. Well, I appreciate you for the love, Zoya. You were awesome. Thank you so much. And then this came in 52 minutes ago. Holy shit. John, thank you so much for the $75 donation on Venmo. John, thank you so much. That is incredible. Holy fuck. John with the $75 says, teach Trump supporters what the law is, what felonies are, and explain what a double jeopardy felony conviction is. John sent that in 52 minutes ago when we were having a conversation with some crazy dude about double jeopardy. I think I did explain that to him, at least a little bit, but I really appreciate you so much for the $75. Holy fuck. Dude, insane. Thank you so much for the love and support. DJ, thank you for the 10, who says, it's crazy, it's Monday, and it's the H-Man's birthday. No way. Yeah, wow, that's nuts. Maybe why everyone's so crazy today. Joseph, thank you for the $10. I appreciate you. And then Abby, thank you for the $15 for your quote-unquote follicle maxing vitamins. Yes, my follicle maxing vitamins that keep the hair in my head. Deadass, the only reason why I'm not bald is because of meds, modern medication. And, you know, I mean, I'm happy I get to take advantage of it. But isn't it kind of fucked that we know more about male pattern baldness than we do the female reproductive system? That's fucked. A couple people to thank on PayPal. Aubrey, thank you for the $5. I appreciate you. Aaron, thank you for the 2. Nicholas, thank you for the 5. Then Angelina, thank you for the $10, who says, thank you for being one of the reasons that I believe in humanity again. You're one of the most intelligent people I've ever listened to. Well, I appreciate you, Angelina. I don't even think I'm one of the most intelligent people you've ever listened to. I think that I'm well-spoken, and I think that serves as a big advantage in these debates. But I'm not even like a genius, bro. Like, I just debate Trump supporters. Like, it's like a Call of Duty like recruit level bot lobby, right? You know, like if you dropped yourself in a recruit level bot lobby on COD and you dropped a nuke, right? Like, are you really that skilled? You know? Haley, thank you for the $4, and then Nicholas, thank you so much for the $10 as well. Thank you, Nicholas. And then Courtney with the 10, who says, as a nurse, I could tell that you are nailing it. She doesn't get it. W. Dean as always. Thank you, Courtney. Thank you so much for the $10. Same thing to you, Vanessa. Thank you for the 5. And then Cami, thank you so much for the $50 donation on PayPal. Cami, you are awesome. Show some love to Cami down below. Thank you. Cami with the 50 says, I'm very passionate about that last topic. I've worked in healthcare for 27 years. My badge says, quote unquote, you are safe with me in rainbow colors. People need education on the subject. I know, it is so important. It is so fucking important. Oh my God, okay? It's so important. Thank you for the $50, Cami, and thank you for being good at what you do. Dee with the 15 says, as a medical student and future physician, I'm really concerned that people like that last guest are incapable of empathy, and that might affect the quality of their care. Abso-fucking-lutely, Dee. I'm pretty sure Dee sent that one through before she even like went off the rails. And then Cami sent another $50 donation. Thank you once again, Cami. You were so kind. Thank you. Cami with her second $50 says, my trans nephew, to FTM, with a male partner, plans on having kids one day and fully plans on carrying their children. Guess is just hateful and ignorant. I think Cami sent that one through when that last guest started to open up her mouth about the quote-unquote man that was pregnant. Yeah, like, how do you know that wasn't a trans man, right? Thank you so much for the love. And then Abigail, this is the last one for now.
Thank you so much, for the corns. Thank you.
Thank you for the $25, Abigail. Thank you so much. Show some love to Abigail down below. Thank you so much, Abby. You were very, very kind. Abby with the 25 says, just sending this to say that thank you for giving me a safe place. You've genuinely helped me feel more educated and comfortable in my political views. You've also helped change some of my friends' minds, so thank you deeply. Well, thank you, Abby, and shout out to you and your friends. I love hearing stories about how we've been able to effectively change the minds of others, because that is why I do what I do. We are all caught up on the donors. I'm sorry that took a while. I just spent the last hour and a half of my life fixated on that crazy lady, crazy nurse, and didn't have any good opportunity to look at PayPal or Venmo, but we're all caught up now. I do apologize that it took a moment. Please do show some very, very massive love to all the donors down below, and I appreciate you guys so much for your patience. Jimmy, why do you support Trump?
Thank you guys so much for the corns. Okay, I support Trump because I agree with his mass deportation, and I feel like he's doing good for jobs in factories.
Okay, so you said mass deportation and job in factories. So are you saying there's been an increase as far as factory work returning back to the U.S.? Sorry, Dean, I didn't know if you had to like do something. That's why I hopped in.
No, you're
good. Focus on mass deportation.
Oh,
So
wait.
you don't want to.
So Santana, you said that you'd rather focus on the jobs and factors, and me too, because that's a
Yeah,
big losing
he
point.
tried to run away and go back to the mass deportation after he realized what he said.
Yeah,
let's
like-
talk about that.
Yeah, worst jobs report since 03 last year. We lost 92,000 jobs in February alone, highest level of unemployment and layoffs since the pandemic. Last year, we also had the most many. Well, we know that there's an ever slimming amount of manufacturing jobs available because last year we had the most manufacturing bankruptcies since 2010. And in fact, since the beginning of Trump's term, we've only seen a recessing level of manufacturing investment after a boom for every financial quarter for the last 3.5 years of the Biden-Harris admin.
Well, we gained 100,000 jobs in March, right? Donald Trump cannot control the fact that people do not want to work. There's
Okay,
6
so you-
million jobs available.
If this was just about people not wanting to work, then we wouldn't have seen 1.3 million layoffs last year, the most since the pandemic.
Also, just FYI, this since late 2025, actually from July 2025, is the first time in modern history in a while where we have more job openings than we do. I'm sorry, we have more people looking for a job than we have job openings. So
would then require more investment. But the fact that investment is going down indicates that the diagnosis of what is causing the problem in American manufacturing is not that people don't want to work, or investment would be going up.
So what is the problem, if you don't mind me asking?
Well, we could diagnose the problem. Trump. Yeah, there you go. Okay, he jumped. Yeah, okay. All right. So, yeah, it's a short game. Yes, Trump. But can you tell us how manufacturers are excelling? Tell us how they're getting better.
Well, apparently they're not, from what you told me. I guess I have the wrong source.
Based. Okay, so you concede. Great.
Sure, I guess so. Can we talk about mass deportation now?
Yeah. After I call somebody out.
You like to claim.
Yeah. After I call somebody out, Isabella. All right, listen. I see you talking about smoking that good on 420. All right, Isabella, you are 20 years old. That's a crime. The same type of crime, by the way, that you want people to be deported for. All right, the same type of crime that you want people to be deported for, Isabella. You hypocrite. That's why I'm calling you out. That's why I'm calling you out, you hypocrite. How are you going to sit here and say that people need to be deported for a victimless federal misdemeanor, all right, sent to CICA in El Salvador to be tortured, okay, but then when you do something that is also a misdemeanor in Colorado, by the way, where you live, you're just fine. Why don't you hold the same standard for yourself that you hold to undocumented immigrants? But go ahead.
So you like to claim that the reason the amount of illegal crossings has dropped significantly is that Trump is scaring them away?
Yep.
I don't think that's true. It's because back during the Biden administration, when illegals would cross, they would just give them a cell phone, court date, and they would let them through. They stopped. And they also put Miranda in Mexico. How is that not true?
Can you prove that when people came across undocumented, they just gave them a cell phone and let them go?
Wait, what would they get a court date for if they're undocumented immigrants?
Exactly. Like,
What was the
none
court
of
date
that
for?
made sense. It was just incoherent gibberish.
Wait, can you tell me what was the court date for?
Exactly.
They were let through.
What was the court date for? You said that they'd get a court date when they come through illegally. What was the court date for?
I didn't mean court date. I meant like civil
do you mean?
hearing, I'm pretty sure.
Civil hearing for
So
what?
a court date.
Yeah, a court date. Yeah, so a civil hearing, a court date for what?
You're such a pivot. You know that, Dean?
No, I'm asking you a question about what you said. Dude, fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Dude, okay. Clearly.
Examining what he said is a pivot. Now,
Yeah.
How dare you question the things that he said, Dean?
Yeah. The reason why I'm asking you this question is because you're misled. The people that would be let through and get court dates are asylum seekers who are legal fucking immigrants. Okay? And you blundered massively when you said that illegal, undocumented immigrants would just be let right on through and get a court date. No, they fucking weren't. Okay? It is incoherent to suggest that undocumented immigrants would get a court date. Court date for fucking what? Okay?
What?
so you're actually not talking about undocumented immigrants at all. You're talking about legal immigrants. So yeah, we should definitely be on board with giving legal immigrants legal passage into our country.
So how was
legally.
Donald Trump scaring them from coming in illegally? How was
Yeah,
he
by like fucking the ones who are here violating their human, natural, and constitutional rights, saying that their kids, if they're born here, no longer have a constitutional claim to birthright citizenship, even though they've had that claim ingrained in the Constitution since 1867 with the ratification of the 14th Amendment. Okay, allowing ICE to use somebody's race as a identifying factor in determining if somebody is undocumented or not. Okay, swooping up undocumented immigrants, giving them no due process, deporting them with no due process to a place in El Salvador where we know people are literally getting beaten and tortured. Okay, like all of these things are fascist, immoral, illegal, unconstitutional fear tactics that ultimately have not only reduced undocumented entry into the country, but also things like tourism.
Boom.
Okay. I guess I was misled, but what about remain in Mexico? I thought that was good for stopping
bad.
How was that bad, if you don't want me to ask you?
Man to Mexico makes asylum seekers way to Mexico before their court date. Why? Well, the conservatives say that the asylum seekers, if we don't have remain in Mexico, are just going to be chilling in America with no ability to work, relying on federal funds for like a year or two. Okay, all right. So yeah, I agree with the conservatives in diagnosing that there's an issue with people staying in the country for like 2 years with no ability to work, rely on social safety nets. I disagree with the conservatives because I think that issue is the fact that the immigrants are being harmed, not the fact that the immigrants are harming us. And then I disagree with the conservatives yielding that the solution is to make them way to Mexico. I think that the solution would be to expedite the asylum process as a whole.
Also, remain in Mexico was challenged multiple times in court and found to be illegal, and so they had to make massive changes in order to be able to do anything close to it. But the actual point is, remain in Mexico didn't work.
Okay. So if what you're telling me is true, I guess, because I thought remain in Mexico helped. I thought he just stopped but if he's really just violating their rights.
Mm-hmm. Hey, did you know that the United States is on a human rights watch list for the first time?
Can you expand a little bit more on that?
Yeah, due to what Dean was just telling about the overwhelming cruelty by Donald Trump and his administration, we have now been placed on human rights watch list because, again, we keep violating human rights. That's another thing that's scaring people off. Like, other countries are telling their citizens don't travel to the U.S. Yeah.
If what you're telling me is true, then I think you've changed my mind. But I have one more question. You say undocumented migrants are 2 times less likely to commit violent crimes?
2.5, yes. Girlfriend is a big fan, so I'll be right there at her side.
I don't partake during the week, so.
Yeah, man, good for you.
Thank you guys for the information. I guess I was wrong.
Yeah, man, you take care, okay?
Okay, you too.
I could appreciate that kind of honesty. Wish we saw it more. What's up, Yeah.
What's up, man?
Josh?
Dean?
You went back on your claims about the 14th Amendment.
I did, yeah.
You're an idiot.
What do you mean? Wait, I still have the same position. What are you talking about?
You said...
Are you talking about the post that I just posted like a second ago?
Yeah.
Yeah, Senator Howard, him talking. That's not me going back on my views of the 14th Amendment.
It says anti-14th Amendment.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, you didn't.
Yeah, no, I don't change my mind very often, you know this. What's up, Santana? Are you going to crash out today?
I don't know. I'm just trying to figure out how I feel.
All right, for sure, buddy.
I don't know. I don't really like debating you, Josh. I'm considering just kicking you.
I know you don't. You like the crash outs that just scream at you for some reason instead of like actual structured conversation.
You are one of the crash outs that just scream at me.
When have I ever crashed out? Like,
dude, literally, I remember like the first time you were on my live, I had to just continue to spam mute you because you wouldn't let me speak.
Well, dude, you talk for like 15 fucking minutes. You know this.
Have I spam muted anybody on my live today? No.
You did earlier. Just one person, but he was like literally crashing out. It was deserved. It was kind of funny.
Thank you.
Also, Josh, are you a Christian?
No.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, sorry, that's not going to work on me, Santana.
No, I was just going to say patience is a virtue, but you know, like impulse control.
How do you feel about the fact that Trump threatened genocide?
We've already talked about that, I think, right?
Bro,
I don't
I
think
thought
that he did.
I thought that I
Yeah.
like excommunicated you from my live before Trump threatened genocide.
Oh
No,
wait,
no, no,
wait,
no.
wait, wait, wait,
I was
wait.
on,
No.
I think
Dean,
a couple weeks
did you
ago.
hear the new reports?
What's the new reports?
So Trump has officially gone on records talking about the negotiation because they're supposed to be negotiating, but Iran has not officially committed to peace talks. And so the reports are that Trump has gone on record and told them that they will sign this damn agreement. If not, they're going to start bombing bridges and power plants, and they're going to blow up the whole damn country. Like this, I think you were live when these reports started coming out.
Yeah. Aaron made a video on it. You want to listen in?
Yeah. Oh yeah. He's yeah. So he's got a new level to the genocide. Did
Yeah, let's
he
take a
run?
listen. No, I kicked him.
Oh, okay, good.
I'll admit it. I kicked him. That's weird. Oh, there it is.
We have some serious Iran war news now. Almost everything Donald Trump says about the war has turned out not to be true. And according to CNN's new reporting tonight, advisors are privately worried and have been worried that his statements have interrupted ongoing negotiations with Iran. First, we had the Wall Street Journal saying that military advisors excluded Trump from the Situation Room due to erratic behavior possibilities. And now advisors are saying that his statements are interrupting negotiations. Don't take it from me. This is directly from CNN.
Oh, this is something else than what you were
privately
saying.
acknowledging that the president's public commentary has been detrimental to talks, noting the sensitivity of the negotiations. And why? Because Iran does not trust the United States. And we're
Damn, okay. All right. So apparently Trump is hurting peace talks and he's going crazy. Where did he make that statement about killing them all if they don't agree to the peace talks?
So it was on. They played it on Fox News. It was a reporting piece from Fox News. I'll send it to you.
Let's go to news. Let's find it together. Elise, thank you for the $10. She says, did you know that Phil's live right now trying to undenify people? Yeah, he likes to try to get clout off my name. Holy. All right. How about we look through the news together? We could actually do that.
So SJ, thank you so much for the 15. I appreciate the hell out of you. Reed, thank you so much for the 5. I'm gonna check that out. And Cammy, thank you so much for the 20. Thank you for being you. I could have sworn. Hold on, that's on my other phone. 1 second.
Oh, shit. A third member of Trump's cabinet has stepped down. Donald Trump's labor secretary, Lori Chavez, is stepping down, the administration announced on Monday, after a series of misconduct allegations, including claims of an affair with a subordinate and allegedly drinking on the job.
I sent that to you. Like, it happened right when 10 minutes after you started your live, it broke. So I sent it to you from the Hill.
Yeah, Chavez is the third cabinet member, all women, to depart during the president's second term. Huh. So, according to the Trump administration, cheating on someone and drinking on the job is enough to get you kicked to the curb, but cheating on 3 wives and raping a woman is enough to get you into the Oval Office. That's hypocritical. That's really hypocritical. And why are they like that? Why are they just so, clearly hypocritical? Why? Honestly, they value their love for Trump over, the way that their party looks to the country, which is inevitably why I think the downfall of MAGA is imminent. Now, for example, when Eric, what's his name? Swalwell? Yes, when Eric Swalwell, a congressman from Texas, California, it was unearthed that he had 5 credible accusations against him made by women that had worked for him. Every single Republican ever in Congress said, he needs to step down. He needs to resign and drop out of the race, which I agree with, by the way, and super base that he did resign and that he did step down. Fuck that guy, right? But how hypocritical is it for a Trump supporter to argue somebody in government needs to step down because of an accusation, yet this other person in government needs to be president regardless of an accuser that then proved it in court? It is just such a double standard. Such a double standard. I think that I need to bring that up more in the live. We need to talk more on the live about that.
Yeah, I agree. FYI, so this it came out yesterday afternoon. This was on Fox News, and Trey Yangus was reporting on it. He's actually was talking about it from Tel Aviv.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's when the reports came out, because again they were going back and forth, and like JD Vance is already heading to Pakistan for the actual peace talks, but Iran has not signed off on it.
Yeah, that's a mess. Ugh, yeah, dude, fuck the Trump admin. Isabella, I thought I'd let you up because, to be fair, I did speak about you, so I thought I'd let you respond. So my allegation is that
you're gonna call me out and then you're not gonna let me speak on it? That's insane.
You're speaking on it right now?
Yeah, now I'm speaking on it. It's legal if you have your med card in the state of Colorado at 18 years old. Let's get it right.
Oh, you have a med card?
Yeah.
Where do you get a med card in Colorado from?
You can get it from your literal, provider, from not, your doctor.
Okay. And how do you get approval for a med card from a doctor?
If you have, if you're diagnosed with multiple different mental illnesses and have a psychiatrist and a therapist and all that to back you up as well with formal and written documentation.
Not true. Now that's one way. I'm saying that's one way to get a med card. But exactly. You could act straight up. You could just go to a doctor and get a script for a med card. Like you don't need a you don't need a diagnosis for a mental illness. You could just straight up go to a doctor and say, hey, listen.
Well, you just proved my point even more. So thanks.
And then you just get given a script for a med card from a doctor. Then you have approval. Oh, okay. Another question. How often do you need to renew it?
I think it's every year. It is every year.
How much does it cost?
I don't know how much it costs.
All right, you have a med card. All right, you win. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the only way that you know how often you need to renew a med card and how to get one is, if you had one yourself. Now, here's a question.
Yeah. That's what I thought.
Are you friends with
any? Calling me out and all that and everything.
Are you friends with anybody that doesn't have a med card but smokes?
Actually, so
damn.
I'm gonna pull myself out. No, it's because I like to keep my circle small because as I've grown.
Wait! You went to a party. You went to a party Halloween. You drank at a party in Halloween. That's illegal.
When did I
You're
say
20.
that? Where's the proof?
Because you came up on my live the day before Halloween, walking home from the CU games, drunk as fuck.
That wasn't. I plead the fifth. That's not me.
Yup.
That's someone pretending to be me.
My point still stands. You were. And this is actually a real point of contention. I'm not just fucking with you. You're a hypocrite, okay? Because you will engage in a crime in which is worse than a crime in which you think other people deserve to be removed from the country over.
Alcohol? What?
Yes, drinking alcohol at 20 years old is criminally more severe than undocumented entry. Yet you think, your life shouldn't be impacted at all for this criminal infraction. Yet their life should be impacted to the extent of deportation
no, if
to
I got caught, I'd own up to it. What do you mean?
Wait, do you think that you should get caught?
Wait, no. What did I ever say that? That wasn't even
Just
me.
answer the question.
I
should
literally
you get
said
caught?
That was not me. There's no proof or anything that was me on that live or anything.
Okay, all right. Listen. I don't think that you deserve to get outcast of college.
Yeah. I was
so So hypothetically in Minecraft, okay, and hypothetically in this alternate version of reality, that's not the version of reality that we do live in, but this is one where you actually did drink under the age of 21. Okay, do you think that you should be caught for it?
I don't think anyone should be caught for being under the age of 21 and if they're just having a good old fashioned time.
Right. But would you argue that undocumented immigrants should be caught for their undocumented entry?
What? I never said they should or should not be caught of whatever they're doing. I just said if you're doing something.
Do you think that undocumented immigrants should be deported?
Undocumented. I've already said my thing on this. Yeah. What?
Wait. So then you're saying that they should get caught. So why should an undocumented immigrant get caught for their civil infraction, but you in this other hypothetical universe where you drink under the age of 21, why shouldn't you get caught there?
If I were to get caught, then that's on me. And
but we're not having a conversation about if they were to or if they were not to, but rather should they? Because when you say they should be deported, okay, you're saying that they should get caught.
I'm saying that if I were to get caught or anyone else that is under the age of 21 doing that and they got caught, I think okay. Like if I were to get caught, I would own
But
up
you
to
won't
it
say
and
they
whatever.
should get caught the same way you'll say undocumented immigrants should get caught.
Wait, say that again?
But you won't say that people who drink under the age of 21 should get caught the same way you
I
argue
do.
undocumented
If you get
immigrants
caught
should get
for
caught.
that, then yeah. Then
No, there's
you
a
got
difference. There's a difference between saying if they were to get caught for that, they should face the consequences, and saying they should get caught for that and face the consequences. Because in one sense, you're saying, well, if it happens to be the case they get caught, then they're fucked. But in this other sense, you're saying, well, it should be the case they get caught. Do you understand the difference between those two things?
Should and shouldn't to get caught.
I'll give
doing
you
that?
I'll give you an example. Okay, if it happens to be the case that my mom tells me she loves me on text tonight, I'd really appreciate that, right? In that statement, am I saying that my mom should tell me she loves me tonight, and if she doesn't, she's doing something wrong? No, I'm just merely saying if she does, then I'd like it. I'm not saying that she should. She doesn't. She's not obligated to tell me that she loves me tonight. Very similarly, when I'm saying that you're saying that undocumented immigrants should be deported, you're saying that like ICE should have an obligation to find them and deport them. But when you're not, but you won't say that same thing about people who drink under the age of 21, because you won't say that, you know, they should get caught for drinking, but if they happen to get caught for drinking, then they should face the music. Do you get the difference?
Okay, me saying that, if they do get caught, that's different than like if immigrants, like illegal immigrants, were to get caught.
Like you're not
and
saying that they should get caught. You're just saying, well, if they
I
do
never
get
said
caught.
that they should get caught. If they do get caught, then they
Well,
should
you are
be
saying that they
deported.
should get caught by saying that they should be deported.
Thank you for the rose. Thank you for the rose. And
Are you just up here to grift?
what? They just sent me. I'm doing the same thing that this dude does. What do you
Stop grifting.
Bro, I'm not the one that's paid by the DNC.
Isabella, you're smarter than that. Come on.
What do you mean? Okay, but anyways, as I was saying before I was interrupted, but no, I was just saying, I've never said that, they should get caught or anything. I was saying that if they were to get caught, and that goes for both of them. If you get caught, then yeah, you're going to face the consequences.
Yeah, but the thing is that do you want people? Here's a better way to phrase it. Do you want people who drink under 21 to get caught?
Okay, I literally. Okay,
That's the right way to
I'm
word
thinking about. Yeah, I'm thinking. Give me. Okay, I don't think that anyone should be caught doing either of those.
Can you just answer it? Do you want people who drink under the age of 21 to be caught?
Okay, I don't care what you do with your time. That's it. That's all I gotta say. Like, if the undocumented immigrants get caught, then
It's a yes or no
that's gonna
damn.
suck. And that's
It's a
the
yes or no
same.
damn. Do you want people who drink under the age of 21 to get caught? Yes or no?
Okay, well, it's illegal, so obviously I'm gonna be like, if that's against the law, then like,
Do you want them to get caught? Yes or no?
I'm not saying that I.
Yes or
want them,
no?
but if it's against the law,
Bro,
So-
straight up. If when I was 20, if you asked me, do I want people
Also,
who
wait,
drink
let's
under
go
the age
back
of
to
21 to
this.
get caught?
Weren't you,
No, one
getting
second.
anxiety pens since you were
If-
19?
If I was
Yeah,
19,
yeah. If we're calling people out, by the way.
So when I was 19 and hitting the anxiety pin, if you asked me, do I want people who hit the anxiety pin under the age of 21 to get caught? I'd say no. No, I'd say no in like most cases. Right? Like clearly, like there's
Well-
many cases. I do think that people who use it under the age of 18 should get caught. Right? I would say that. I would probably say that at 19. I'd say I don't want to be caught. Right?
Oh yeah, obviously.
So
But,
do you think that like the average like 19-year-old in college who
Okay,
doesn't like
well,
abuse alcohol, it just has fun at like a party here and there, do you think that you want them to be caught?
Well, I can't be clipped, and I plead the fifth. There, that's my answer. Because
I don't
if
feel like
I
there's
want to go to that profession, I can't say anything like that. So
All right, fine, whatever.
yeah, exactly. So if it's
Whatever. Okay. All right. All right. You know, listen. It's okay. It's okay. You know, I don't know. I get it. I wish that she could just be honest about that question, but like, you know, it's like possible somebody out there would care.
Yeah. I don't know. Like, I think that you made a good point earlier about calling out the double standard. I think that's something that we need to focus more on because, honestly, I don't care what people do as long as they're logically consistent. And like, if you hold some type of premise, then make sure you hold it all the way through. So
yeah, that was just a point that I was trying to demonstrate, right? Because Isabella is 20. She drinks alcohol. That's illegal. Isabella does not want to get caught for drinking alcohol. But then she wants other people to get caught for crimes in which are not as severe as her drinking alcohol. That is hypocritical. Scott, thank you for the $14 donation on PayPal. I appreciate you. Who says, I for one am happy to hear that Isabella's circle small. Keep it that way. You're doing us a favor. Damn, Scott. Damn. Thank you for the $15. Jeez. Appreciate you for the love, man. We also have a couple. We also have a couple people on Venmo. Joseph, thank you for the $10, quote unquote, for the ability to keep your eyes from rolling at every MAGA asset that debates you. Well, thank you for the love, Joseph. You've been very kind today. Just know that I really appreciate you. Fucking hell. Actually, speaking of Joseph, thank you for the $50 donation. Thank you so much, man. Let's get another 500 Joseph W's. He says, claim victory about Trump, about jobs from Trump's admin. I'm 57 years old with a doctorate. I moved to North Carolina and I'm working retail. BS on them. Dude, that's, wow. Damn, man. I'm really sorry to hear that, Joseph. Damn. With a doctorate, working retail, man. Yeah, the job market sucks. Holy shit. And then Ashlyn, thank you for the $50 again. I think that you said $100 earlier. Thank you for the love, dude. You are so kind. Thank you so much, Ashlyn. Ashlyn with a 50 says, thank you for responding. I do agree with you, and I'm not super educated on policies, which is why you're the person I would love to ask. I love tuning in and learning about everything. Should I take a political stance or just agree with certain beliefs? Well, I mean, I'd actually argue that you shouldn't take a political stance until you fully understand the different political stances. Because let's assume that maybe, you know, like if you were to be more educated, like you're like some socialists, okay, but then you take a political stance as like a democratic liberal. Okay, well, that makes sense because you're not a democratic liberal. You know what I mean? So, bullshit, like a previous donor. You're a breath of fresh air when I get home from work. You will always have my support. Thank you, man. I appreciate you so much for the $25. Thank you so much for all the love and support, Joseph. Same thing to Lynn. Thank you for the $5, who asks me if I'd ever run for office. Maybe. I don't know. I'm too young for that. And then Lily, thank you for the $5. I'll keep that message to myself. And then Courtney, thank you for the 2. We are all caught up, folks, and honestly, we are well over 4 hours in the stream. I'm going to go ahead and hop off for the night. Santana, are you hopping on?
I am. I'm already got everything set, so I'm just gonna drop down and go ahead and go live. Got a package coming this week.
Oh, I'll check your text.
Yeah,
I'll check your text.
All right, I'll see you, bro. Appreciate you.
Hey, man, you take care, guys. Go raid Santana. That is at Santana Speaks For You. And the For You is the number 4 followed by the letter U. That's going to be on TikTok and on YouTube. If you're on YouTube, you should go check him out, right? I want to help his YouTube channel grow. Be a good friend. I'm going to go ahead and hop off. By the way, you should hit that follow button on TikTok. Drop us up on YouTube. It's totally free. I do this every day for 4 hours. I actually enjoyed today's stream. I was able to keep it mellow for the most part and not like freak out. So I'm in a good mood. But all right, I love you all. I'll see you all tomorrow. Peace, love, good night, and goodbye.